Which team do you give the edge to here? I think it's very tough to call. Lotus, really interesting comp from PRX. But Loud here with a very recently excellent performance, and going into Kawanzin and Aspas is dangerous.
Instantly traded. Bringing him down there. Ball was offloaded, door starting to rotate, but a smoke in their face. It's utility just being exchanged. Only the 1-for-1. Forsaken's caught his timing. Les has no idea to jump spot as well. He's not going to be ready for it. Forsaken pouncing.
Love that from Forsaken. He gets aggressive whether he's playing the Cypher or the Astra in this composition. And punishes Les. That jump spot, tons of pros do it. But it's not a great one. Something has fallen, though, on the Jet lurk. So it's a 3v3 still. Many opportunities. But there goes the IGL, the team captain.
Kawanzin left to try and salvage it. We brought down 2 years. It's 1v2. Damage done to Mind Freak. But Forsaken's reposition is excellent. How do you really be ready for this one? Smoke dropping away. It's the right click and the adjustment. Pissed around here for PRX. And expectations a little bit all over the place, you know, in terms of wondering where this map might be going, but already kind of averting it. Loud was so good with the pistol rounds in their previous series against Fnatic. It was one of the things that set them ahead of that team.
Absolutely. They were winning pistols, winning bonuses, getting up to spots where they had momentum and the ult advantages heading into the gun rounds too. And it was still a very tough series. If PRX is starting off well like this, already good signs. And I love the way the Forsaken path there. With his Astra, he's going to be able to put down smokes and creep up alongside the door and punish Les if he's intent on jiggle peeking that angle. It's a very common jiggle peek in the meta right now, but it doesn't do you too much.
Natural movement from Jing. Straight into the side though, clearing through into the back of it. Big stack though from Loud. They're looking to try and fight over this one despite with the pistols themselves.
I like the cancel call, but they've inserted Jing.
Bloody hell, he's all the way deep into the man! Donating the weapon, but not before receiving two. Space granted and gained now, over towards B. Plant will start to come online. Less attempting to punish there, but will fall.
Tui's pretty far out of the action with this donated judge. Doesn't look like there's going to be too much he's able to do. I'm sure PRX would like it back, though. Forsaken taking a duel against Aspas with only pistols in hand. And Forsaken gets the better end of it. One of the things that impressed me the most, actually, watching that Loud Fnatic series, Brent, was how good the form looked from Loud. It was missing during Tokyo. It was missing, actually, during their opening match against PRX. But the Loud players were on fire during the game where they took down our back-to-back winners of trophies. Tui's getting cheeky with it.
Yeah, a bit of a tap. I mean, no one's near. He's just hoping that they run in to check it, throw some weapons away, but PRX were far away from it.
But my point about Loud's form, PRX are a bit different to Fnatic. The quality of players of our top 6 teams, undeniable across the board, all stacked rosters. But PRX are also super happy to take fights against you. Fnatic said in their press conference they ended up playing a little scared against Loud, and Loud wanted to take the fight to Fnatic, wanted to take those duels. Could you think of a team more happy to take their ones than PRX? If this game ends up diverting off the strategy tree, we could see some phenomenal individual clashes.
And here's a real form check. Early fight by something, but has to dash away. Disengaging away, conceding from section of A.
And already Jing building up deep to his showstopper. 2 orbs away. In theory, could get those online, but Loud have control of Rubble, so it would be tough.
They're leaving something posted, but Loud, look at this. It's a double face.
What a lovely play.
Really nice discipline.
Excellent reclear through towards B. And like you said, very good discipline from Aspas and Kawanzin playing there together. And I think Tui's has a great idea that this area is being recontested, and especially with the Prowler information.
Definitely going to know now. Smoke's being propped up and dropped down. No Blazer leading through into the connector just in case.
And I like that this has pulled Les over. Les goes to cover B. Leaves C a little more open, and Loud have got a great defensive stack here.
Plenty of players ready and waiting. Aspas no need to try and deny this plan. One still Jing in through the back, using the Astra util as well, just to set himself onto the close angle. Plant going down. Jing was hunting for something. Slight kill there. An opportunity granted, presented. Mind Freak getting low, not enough for the kill. Close to the corner still. Damage definitely being done, but a player advantage all on the side of Loud here. As long as they play this one together, they should be able to sail through. No problems.
And Forsaken's used his Astro utility, now trying to take a duel over towards stairs. It looked a little labored, but he got Sadak.
Yep. Close down to the corner. They are cleaning up a few of these. Still Mindfreak alive, but just cannot reset the movement. Not in time for it. Loud survivor. 2 players left.
Still excellent damage, Ben, on the bonus round. Yes, it's not a conversion from PRX, but taking 3 players down, knocking armor from both less than 2Es and planting the spike. That's about as good as you can get without winning the round. Something is going to pick up the attack side operator in round 4.
Okay.
It's going to be one of these kind of games, is it?
Big investment. Makes sense that they want to slow down at the beginning of these. A lot of information granted to them so far. They know that Les has been jump spotting when he's been playing towards A.
There are so many ultimates close to coming up. So Loud are going to fight with their Raise Fade combination over towards Mount. It looks like there's a Paranoia setup potential here too from 2Es.
Power to clear. Broken. No reveal.
You see teams running this 4-player over towards the C and B orb setup fairly often when the attackers are close to getting that ult online, because it can fight over the B orb and the C orb at the same time. But Forsaken's taking space on A. And that way, Jing is going to be able to move back over, get his showstopper. You have something posted up on stairs. PRX have almost immediately found the gap here within the first 30 seconds of the round.
Pixel angle by Sadak. It's all about reaction times. Here's the orb. Don't know they're close now. Door opened up wide as well. Where do the stars get laid down? Drop down. No smoke. Something's still holding this angle for them, but it's being contained by Loud. Look, not really stepping over the skirmish lines for now.
And Aspas chose not to push out of B and get his ult online. He has nade. Oh, the vulnerable doesn't quite catch though.
Yeah. Potentially would have been a kill there, but...
And there was no smoke over towards Heaven either, and Device just allowed to bunny hop around the corner.
Missing the combo. Still, Mindfreak holding towards the back of the site now, dodging that horn, but it is being watched for. No, not quite! Sadak needed to win that fight. Mindfreak now towards the back. Fox in the pen. It's a 3v5. Good enough. Bring him down there towards the backside of things. Aspas. Yep, Divide caught unaware here still. It's something to the side. An exchange. The explosive with the showstoppers. And yeah, only 1 kill on one side of things. Something.
What a major round from PRX. They managed to get into the A site without having to use Jing's showstopper. Somehow got away with murder in terms of Devi hopping around without getting punished. And Mindfreak being able to pick up 2 in this position. It is brutal that Sadak was watching that while still losing the duel. And then the showstopper v showstopper. Jing comes out on top with a lovely dodge over the top to hammer it home. PRX now in full control of what's going on. Their economy booming, Loud's hurt. After a good bonus from PRX does its damage.
Whoa, something is deep. He's been surrounded now, needs some help to try and bail him out. Pushing him, yes, the weaponry is weak, but it's still gonna do damage and it's still gonna bring him down. Tasty prize earned, but the reaction is there from PRX. He's gonna be trying to lead it straight through into C, close to the corner, inside the smokes. This is more than dangerous, Sadak! An absolute menace. Takes out 2 of them. Takes out a 3rd.
What are PRX doing trying to sneak into the smoke? Now it's all just left up to Forsaken, who does hit a flick without having too much damage taken. Still fairly healthy. A 1v3 is not impossible, but Aspas is coming around behind with the op.
Yeah. Earned that one. Forsaken wins his fight.
Well, there's one major threat taken down, and Sadak's only on 12 HP. This is still doable for Forsaken.
Plenty of time to work with on top of this. Committing the Cosmic Divide now. Throwing something new into the mix. Definitely obfuscating it.
And love this smoke as well. A lot of players started using this just on the corner. Look how much Sadak's vision is obscured, not just by the ultimate.
30 seconds left.
Tuck to the corner though, there's a weapon earned. 25 seconds left.
He would have to hit the headshot.
All fading. Here it is. Comes down to this fight. It's about to be taken. Sadak's tucked to the corner. Star, time. Planning, not in the usual spot. Can't be spammed. Sadak's just walking forward. On 12 HP. Drops down, fakes it with the pistol. Making noise, making them think that he could have dropped down, but still holding his ground. Sadak waiting for his teammate. playing together with him and 2YES, but when he's this low, brought down to a crawl, 2YES, spotted with the reload. Excellent reposition, can hear it surely with the footsteps, still needs to land it. Here's the tap as well, Tor fake, and 2YES brings home the bacon. That's a round win for Loud.
Forsaken's to win there. He had the idea of where 2YES was, he just couldn't land the shot towards the end. And that's a gift, honestly. If you think back before we were in a 1vx scenario, Loud have won the MasterCard Thrifty by PRX making this play. What are they doing walking into the smoke there towards Waterfall instead of clearing out the site? They've already lost a player over towards Rubble. They have a nice reaction into C. Why on earth would you take another risk when you're down a player in that kind of spot against the eco round?
Yeah, what should have been a sizable lead and advantage just cemented. Loud right back in it.
And what is this buy from PRX? I mean, they have got odds and ends all over the place.
It's weird. Nice for something, but Jing has been forcing for the judge most of the time. They are really running it down now. Out towards C. Seekers unleashed. Over the top of the updraft, making sure that they clear most of it. Shorty dealing with Timmy. TP engaged. This is ridiculous by something. What are you doing?
No initiator utility used there, just trying to make the play. Down in economy, felt like he had to do something. And the lockdown has just scared them all off.
At least forced out, but Forsaken can't win his duel out. Aspas was watching for it. The rotation and pivot into C. A tap at the door. Trying to hide it once more, but if you're going to be running all the way to A, I mean, Aspas is already there holding this ground.
And the 3 players from PRX have got a Bulldog, a Judge, and a rifle with no armor.
It's up to Aspas again. It's going to be here, and surely wins it out. Beautiful with the reset. Satchel's over the top in his face! Jing! Oh, giving him a taste of it. Southeast Asian ranked gameplay. Right at you on the big stage.
I think less quarter pixel there for sure.
But they are still holding for this one here. They can surely see the jiggle. 9 bullets left, out to the side. 2YES shuts it. Right down, 1v4 for Divide. An impossibility.
30 seconds
Oh, right over his head though. Hiding from it still, less.
Clean. That is a messy round from PRX, and 2 in a row of them too. And here we see the tactical timeout called. I think that makes perfect sense. Alex might be slamming his desk a little bit coming into this one.
This is right here, ready and waiting. As soon as he hears the first signs of life, he might just send it and go for this one here. Pings from PRX, looking to see if they can hide the cross here with using a util. Yeah, just a smoked across here along with the flash as well. Satchel up into the high ground position. Rocket let loose, sent wide though. No kills found there. Jing, Prowler does connect. Aspas! He's dodging and juking. There are too many bullets raining his way. And the Sheriffs, oh, they sing.
Aspas hard committed to that one, and Kalanzin was caught trying to help him. Stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Here we go. Damage still being done though. They're just poking themselves wide out into the open, not using the smokes to hide here. And they are all grouped up towards tree. Sight gained. Not too many rifles salvaged though.
Something's in a bit of a passive position as well. He's the player with the rifle that could make this round a reality.
Loud have already cleared out, at least towards Rubble here. Diligence being shown, so this is one post-plan position that they know is going to be clear.
There isn't very much utility for the retake though. Just one smoke, that blocks off the players in tree.
Trailblazer spots it. Jing still holding close here. They don't gun flash to set it up. Out wide, jumping shot right through the box. It's a 2v2. Has the nade, but he's tight close to the corner here. There needs to be coverage. It's not there. Divide now left to do so much more. Cannot hit the transfer.
Oh, and he's only just got it. I think he's got milliseconds left on this defuse.
Doesn't have it. It's .03.
The tiniest of margins making all the difference in that round. For technically a Red Bull clutch from the grave, as PRX with absolutely nothing in this round managed somehow to delay enough time.
That's insane. That is insane.
You can see that on the faces of the Loud players, and mirrored its complete reflection on the other side with something.
Straight back in again though, look at this. Offloading the utility. Fight taken. The bullets are rattled, and the casualty is mine-free.
But with the Astra still alive here, there are chances for Forsaken to still call this round. and get them into sights. Aspas and Kawanzin have been re-clearing B with this high-low setup fairly frequently, and here it is again.
Flash the center, the missile dodged, Loud! That's magnificent. Aspas and Kawanzin. You can see the idea from PRX, but now the spike's just been dropped straight through into the choke point. Divide. Too much for him to overcome.
This setup over towards B is immaculate, but if PRX start getting the read that this is happening, think about it. At the start of the round, you're getting Raise Fade utility over towards A Rubble, and then you're seeing them on B, barely 10 seconds later. So the more that PRX start getting a read here, they might be able to disrespect and re-clear through A, just assuming that Aspas and Kawanzin have both rotated to B. Lotus is going to be a map about how you fight over Rubble and how you open up the rounds, basically. How you manipulate the defender rotations. Ooh, Alex is not happy about that one. 4 apiece, though. PRX are still managing to claw their way through. And the Thrifty benefited them last time.
They might be able to do it again, but so far, Loud really showing why this is their map pick. Stars laid down here with a showstopper. Prior! Sadak! Nasty businessman. Shuts down the ultimate. There was so much danger with that one. You know the consistency is there. Okay. Kill found. Rifle gained. A bit of an upgrade. Mindfreak, one more TP to escape. There's no more shots going his way. It has led Loud to a bit of a scramble. Look at the positioning of the players on the minimap. All over the place.
Yeah, the Paranoia split apart. Aspas and Kawanzin, who've been trying to play a buddy system so far on the defense. Forsaken continues to prod over towards C, but it hasn't pulled anybody other than Les. Certainly feels like it could be a B hit with a bit of pressure towards C and the door opening, but Loud have read this perfectly. 3 players ready to defend A, and that's where this is hit.
The positioning of Kawanzin here is fantastic. If he chooses to commit the Nightfall, Seekers need to be broken. There's a Horn, a Pit, potential is there, but Sadak thinks twice against it. Jump spawning around the corner. Les is gonna hold it, and he will! Rip it up to shreds. No more past the choke point.
30 seconds left.
Huge ultimates used in this round. Forsaken with 5 health and 15 seconds.
Has no win these.
Has no hope.
You just do not win these.
Sadak and Aspas are spraying into the recall smoke as well. The Loud defense is funneling PRX around the map immaculately. It feels like everywhere that PRX end, Sadak already has the read. Aspas and Kawanzin are already positioned there, ready to collect. Be that with a high-low setup towards B, or a Nightfall pushing them into less over here towards the breakable door. It's all been excellent from Loud, barring, you know, the loss in the pistol and the loss of the Thrifty.
Oh, we are jumping straight back into it again. I mean, just look at the positionings. The barriers drop down.
PRX and EDG did this all the time as well, just clashing, almost team fighting.
It just feels like it ends almost in a coin flip here. Using the util again, the snakebite laid towards the back here, something that really just blinds it open as well, dodging all the util. Everything's being thrown at it. It's an absolute skirmish. A bloodbath occurring. Finally, a pause in the play, at least for the round for now. But the advantage still for Loud.
And these pauses are where Loud have been going back to re-explore towards B and look for the lurker and see if there's any adaptation. So now PRX look like they're getting the read just a little. You can see by the way that Jing's taking this space, he expects them to be there.
Almost lined up, 1 HP still surviving. And it is still that 2v2, Cosmic Divide. Giving them a chance into it. Dropping down, movement, whiff there, but still less. Starting to get a jog on now, starting to get a move on. Lockdown. Looking to break this. Jing does have a nade, but he can't really rebound it from this particular angle. He's going to try for it. He's going to try for it. It's cut on the corner. It's so damn close. It breaks it! One obstacle removed. But Loud is still in this one. TP close! It's messy, but Jing, sole survivor, that's the ace! Nasty stuff.
How have PRX been able to get these rounds? A pistol against Loud, who looked immaculate at them against Fnatic. A Thrifty that came out of nowhere with 3 milliseconds the difference. And then an ace from Jing. Perfection in terms of reading the defensive rotations, though. I really feel like they read into the back off towards B perfectly. I'm sure Alex's emotions were flipped towards the end there. They're allowing Loud to take rubber control at the start here, and PRX are pushing more towards C. They haven't actually put that much pressure on Les throughout this map so far.
Bring them down.
And here it is. Not slowing it down, pivot straight into C. Les chance and opportunity. It's vulnerable up, I believe. Yeah, snakebite decay damage all kicking in with the turret. Finishing him off.
That's a huge amount of damage to both of the double duelists. And Forsaken hasn't been able to take any space on the lurk because Kawanzin's Prowlers and the spam from Tui's was pushing him back.
Where do you take it from here if you are PRX? I mean, this pit is in your face. Do you choose to just contact through? It's a thorn in your side. They don't really have map control anywhere else. And 50 seconds left in a round, that can quickly dwindle.
It seems like the comm here is for Forsaken to try and open something up. He knows that the players have been jump peeking that, and Tui's finds it this time. He's got info, but he hasn't actually called anyone around. Kawanzin's still spotting from the door.
There's Mindfreak on the lurk. A ping into the corner. This is being watched.
Not
well spotted, not well enough. Les is taken out. TP to disengage, and this is really just going to tether a couple of those players from Loud over towards C, not knowing which way this is going. I mean, PRX also finding it difficult to really pick and choose the position here. They want to go straight into B with only 15 seconds left. The players are in position. Aspas with 2 satchels, he could seek to deny this. Potential is there still. 10 seconds. Plan not denied is being covered and closed on. The gun duels. It's evened, but it's all Loud now, reigning supreme. Holding that heaven angle. Tucked up close to the corner. How does this one play out? Devi, reposition, he was spotted, it's pre-fires, it's all cleaned up! And dropping down, Kawazin. Making sure to seal it up.
The return of Kawazin to the big stage has been a delight. One of the players that had the most impact in that solo initiator meta that we saw when Loud were playing up at their best, but had a real fall-off in form throughout, I mean, the slump, essentially, for Loud. But I've been mightily impressed with what I've seen from him in the last couple of matches at Champions. I was a little concerned in this round when Aspas didn't use those 2 blast packs, but whoa, yeah. I think as well, more so than just honing in on the emotions at play here specifically, the level of tension.
I mean, it's definitely there. Speaking of, I mean, I want to see Jing right now with the show stuff. There's going to be 4 players meeting them a bit further back with the positioning. Here it is. They don't want to slow it down at all. You can read it and weep if you are a PRX fan. Jing falling there. Where's the pivot going? Breaking the door now. Forsaken taking all the space up towards B. He's got the spike alone here. Let's not seek to try and collect an easy kill. Doesn't peek it, doesn't overextend, just waiting it out. Loud know they have the player advantage.
Mindfreak's waiting to collect onto Kawanzin. He's only got a Sheriff. But Forsaken has got to stop this. They're going for the pull play?
Yep, deep flash into the corner. Forsaken, he's still close here. He needs somebody to help him out here. Where's the U-turn? Oh! Bit of whiffage. It's labored, it's messy, and the bullets are running out. Nightfall, they're still close. Something! Over the round, the knives expended out, but it is a 1v2, and he just cannot land the shots.
Awesome half, spectacular and explosive from both sides. Loud trying their best to bottle the madness that is PRX. And they still broke through 5 times, but Loud's defense was excellent there in that half. Trying their best to funnel them into the stronger spots, with Kawanzin and Aspas being the big playmakers in my mind, everywhere on the map that they were required, and still quite a competitive half. We saw aces and thrifties and pistol rounds going the way of PRX to make this one competitive. We're expecting to see him warm up throughout the series. At the moment, Loud have been in control most of the time, and their pistol rounds have looked impressive. PRX look like they're setting up for a B trap play, potentially off the orb. But Action may end up coming into something sooner than he anticipates.
And the dash is activated so early, as soon as he hears the smoke.
Yeah, incredibly early.
But this is just being held by Loud. It's going to be wasted.
I mean, it's one thing to use it off a haunt or something like that. I mean, perhaps that was thrown, actually, and we missed it because Kawanzin's on cooldown.
A little bit of a poking and prodding for the pistol round here.
They're trying to go for the trap play, springing it, and Sadak's coming around the back, seeing if he can find a weakness in the other side of things.
Full rotation, though.
Bit of a stalemate here for the first 40 seconds until Jing decides to contest. That's another first death for him. His 6th so far of the map.
It's just Jing trying to punish the fact that the Trailblazer was being broken, but Loud, I think they only shot that with one player. They baited like there was only one player there. There's all 5 of them waiting to receive, so Jing caught out in the open. It's a Haunt, though, needs to be dealt with. Something, chance to shine. Has to respect the util, though. Gets sent flying straight through into the back of the site here. 30 seconds left. Give or take now. Reinforcements have definitely arrived. Here's the damage yet to be done. Smoke in their face is brutal. It's excellent.
Whoa!
Dropping over them. Ships in the night, but it's all jumping right clicks all day long. Enough surely to get the job done. Lined up. Forsaken injects some danger into it, but not enough for the pistol round win. Loud, consistent in the last series with it. Again, another one here.
And you can just see the back and forth, the plan A, plan B, plan C from both of these teams as they try to create different trap plays around the map. One at B and then one over towards C. Loud making sure that they didn't fall into either of those. Found the first pick on Jing, who went over aggressive. And they've been able to convert these first kill rounds fairly effectively, barring miraculous stuff from PRX.
Gonna see another brawl, Josh. On the replays, yes, but the barrier's already down. There's a lot of players ready to meet them over towards A.
Loud with the weaponry, though, just back off. They don't want to take these fights.
Got to spam that. Dash backing, something's still alive. Do they really want to fight over this? Yes, they should with the weaponry. They should be favored, but you never know. It can just turn on a dime. Damage is being done with these pistols. More than that as well, hunting for the chance and an opportunity, but it's only Forsaken as the last one left, and this will mean that Loud have a really solid lead in this series now.
We've seen quite a few rounds where Forsaken's been the last alive. Just throwing out Astra utility for the rest of his team and stuck in an unwinnable spot. Loud cleanup by once again catching the aggression from PRX. They don't take the fight at the very beginning of the round when PRX are throwing all of their utility. They wait until that util has disappeared and use their own to re-clear the space. And I think that's a very good idea coming into this. PRX are often going to be very obvious with which parts of the maps they're fighting over. They love throwing utility, they love going and brawling. And so either trying to react in the opposite direction or trying to catch it seems like a very sensible plan.
Let's see if there's anything cooked up for the bonus. Loud. Oh, hello. Team receiving the brunt of all that utility, and it does grant the space over towards PRX, both on C and A.
Yeah, this is interesting, though, because Loud are looking to try and re-clear through Mound. And how do Forsaken and Jing respond to this? One Prowler broken, and they back up, respecting the space.
Here's the second wave of utility, just being used to clear forward. So the game plan here is to try and get these orbs for Aspas.
And this is actually, because Loud are making so much noise and throwing so much utility over towards C, it looked like something, and Mindfreak wanted to poke out a little towards Rubble. But it's difficult. Where do you go? Just straight into spawn? You have to kind of wait until Loud commit to the C push before you can over-rotate like that. Kind of through the attacker's spawn.
Looks like the committal's really happening sometime soon. Let's retrieve the turret back. Jump spot from Forsaken is very good. Haunt in through the back. Pull, excellent. On top of Mound. Definitely coverage. Jing. He's left to do the most here. He was able to return the fire, but can he get another kill? Oh, spacing and positioning is so damn good by Loud. Making their mark known. And noted at that. All the way onto the site. It's all theirs. 2 years. Gonna lock down the flank with the ADS Bulldog. Bad time for a reload. Something. A chance.
These players are so weak.
They are weak. Definitely winnable. Pushing back and away. Something. Wins it out. Absolutely magnificent.
We were waiting for him to have his impact. Struggled a little bit in the first half, but my God, that's magnificent. That is unbelievable. The last player left alive in a 1v4. What is this? The sharp shooting onto Sadak and Cowanzine, and then the last two players have scraps of health.
He plays that as well. It's just perfect.
The dashes coming online so often. It feels like he has an infinite amount of them. The round itself, well played by Loud, always double facing on their way into the site. But they just couldn't manage to stop something.
Loud went out of util though, send out their own paranoia. This is the time that they want to try and fight over it. What's the adjustment? Back chipping away. PRX being the victors for now, despite there being no kills. They've set up Mindfreak in that 4 position. Have a chance now for the re-clear. Prowler is through and over, smoke in their face.
Look how heavy PRX fight over just keeping Mindfreak in this position. Almost all of the utility for both teams has been used just to keep this war of attrition in a complete stalemate. Mindfreak can something keep this space.
Yep, Jing and Forsaken pushed up towards C. There's really just nothing else to do it. Has to be just clearance, making sure they trade each other smoke propped up. This is so
with
cheeky.
a judge. With a judge.
They don't want anything to do with it. They don't want anything to do with it. You're going to be walking right back into the A stack once more because that space, you just gave it up early on. Horn's back online. It needs to be broken. It is. There we go. It's face together. Triple up. Forsaken. We go fast with a rotation here. Something. Definite chance for him to do something.
30 seconds left.
But loses the duel. Didn't happen in the prior round at all. And Les finds another.
Wow.
Big shooting from the Loud players. Putting down those threats as they appeared. Oh, and here comes another
He's
one.
not messing around. I mean, there's no time left here. He's got him off the plant. He's buying a bit of time. Here's a showstopper. Has to be committed. Round to the corner. Kill collected. Follow up through. And Aspas. It's a 4K and 4-piece. Make them 10-6.
I was surprised that Loud even had enough utility to be able to re-clear rubble at that point. It's late in the round. They already used a bunch of it to try and dislodge Mindfreak earlier. And then coming around here, they just all swing together when Mindfreak doesn't have a smoke up, right? That's the big difference maker, is that Mindfreak was smoking that choke point repeatedly, and now all of Loud can just swing it together and support each other. The Loud coordination, the spacing, the team play has improved drastically in these last couple of matches compared to what we were witnessing. And Something is looking to try and take things back into his own hands. Empowered by the 1v4.
Yeah, there's going to be a turret in his face, though. Doesn't catch it. You could hear it jumping around.
He's like a border collie nipping at the heels of Loud, just chasing them into A.
He has to respect it, though. Overstay is welcome too much here. The site's going to be given up. Plan for Loud. PRX surrounding them, not giving up heaven control. There's a nade. Clear them out, definitely. So, look at that damage that's being done, and it is crispy from Aspas. To hold his ground and survive, though. Can't quite land it, actually, against a lot of these shots. Drop down to 5 HP.
Still going forwards, though.
Yeah, wants to try and take the fight towards them. Respect it to a degree here. PRX, though, right back at him. Blade Storm, Something! You're nasty with it. An inside tree, door rotated, 2 years, winning the duel out. Tap onto the defuse to buy.
Oh my god.
No, someone's there, door has to be rotated. Seeker still in his face, it's half of the defuse is broken. But time, potentially there, Mindfreak! He's got it! Enough has been earned. Holy.
Another Mastercard 50 from PRX. How are they pulling these rounds out? The double duelist ultimates did so much there. Aspas walked inside the smoke with only 5 HP. And then the updraft play is immaculate. But I mean, one of the hidden jewels, honestly, of PRX's run entirely, and bottom of the scoreboard right now too, but Davai hit a beautiful headshot during the midst of all of that to be able to make things winnable. Loud are getting put into spots where they should be able to create enormous advantages and win out these anti-eco rounds, and PRX's individual form says no.
This time, well, definitely seeking to gain all that space. There was no waiting it out for the util. Right at the beginning, off the rip. It's all broken, though. Makes them worry. Yeah, with the rotation, starting to try and take that space up.
Huge ultimate here
by Mindfreak. It's so difficult, but yeah, lockdown. This will be used to clear out the site.
It's uncontestable, unless Jing was literally anchoring on site and the rest of Loud are there ready to pounce. This is a free A. And the PRX retakes have been fairly decent, but that time, in the previous, they caught a player going aggressive and had a showstopper to come back in. Those tools not available.
Yeah, working into the pit instead. Cosmic Divide. Cuts it up through into tree.
Les has a great spot.
He's in the backstab position. He's got to try and do the most here in this real spot here.
Everyone on Loud is just shoved in a corner.
And Les, again, if he contains this fight out, Forsaken wins it. Still, all towards tree. Cosmic Divide's going to be fading, and the pit is really not being brought down. How does this get fought? How does this get taken? PRX are scrambling. The positioning here, losing time on the clock, is working so hard against him. It comes down to just random spray into the pit. Everybody falls.
That is nuts from PRX. You could see it based on the positioning, though. The Cosmic Divide was excellent from Forsaken.
Yeah.
He just seems a master on every agent he plays. And all of Loud were left cowering in the corner of their pit.
That's why I was highlighting the importance of Les's positioning.
He looked like he was in a spot to be able to make that round.
Because if everybody's playing tree control, yes, you have a pit there, but it can just flip just like that. Like we saw, I mean, something was just running and gunning inside it. Everybody was. That was their key to breaking that. But when you're all collected in such a small area, I mean,
the spray is going to work, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I also feel like you take a look at that replay, and Les is sprinting towards Forsaken and giving him the cue never seen before. We thought it would be explosive. My God, it has been so far.
I mean, we've been missing almost the beginning of these rounds as well.
Yeah, because they start and end so quickly.
Exactly. As soon as the barriers are dropped.
Here's that B trap play again.
Only something watching with the op as well for that C contact and control here. This could be a battle on multiple fronts.
Loud were very good at dealing with this on their pistol round. They basically only have pistols again. 2 hero rifles for less than 2Es.
Want to note though, all that space towards A was given up for free, so PRX. See Forsaken. Puts up the smoke here. Does he seek the spam? No, the ult's just being picked up. And Give, this is so damn dangerous. Don't want to give away a rifle. The shots are definitely going to be going wide now. Does Forsaken have any help at all? Yes, I mean, there's a paranoia and a smoke in his face, still tucked to the corner. Definitely some danger here. Jing!
There's no way.
There's so much damage! What is occurring? You can't see a bloody thing. What a decision. But just like this, it's given over a rifle. Les already had one. Brought it into the round. Maybe they can pick up a few more. And yeah, there's one just planted there. Aspas has got it now, just like this, man. I mean, it was weaker guns coming in, but Loud.
The flash, Brent, it didn't catch anything. Divide doesn't think there's anyone towards A anymore. And the ultimate from 2Es, I'm not exactly sure what, I mean, I think that's just a check, right?
Yeah, clearing out the
so that Les might be able to get a bit of a walk through.
Means he only has to worry about heaven.
Divide has another flash, but he looks like he's going to peek it with his face. He's not going to see a thing. So it's only Mind Freak.
Yep. Themselves onto B here. Plant coming through. Mind Freak. Flash. Re-peek is being dodged. So Loud, so good with the covering fire. The coverage is there. 2Es is a monster right now. And the MasterCard Thrifty do not count either of these teams out.
How many have we seen already in this one map? Both teams capable of making stuff work with nothing.
I mean, that's just a bonkers beginning. That is just ridiculous.
I mean, Forsaken goes for a peek there because he knows that he's given up a lot of A rubble control, and he gets stuck completely. Has to call for his team to bail him out, and Jing decides to go for the aggressive version of bailing people out. And that's another one that's going to make you tear your hair out if you sat there in the coaching booth.
Yeah, entire map so far here.
Blinded.
It's a pull and a nade. Sets up PRX over towards rubble. A lot of faith in something just to make sure that he holds down Mound. Paolo avoided, gives him the cue. Nanoswarm actually misses there. There was a chance for something. Could have ripped somebody's head clean off.
Something spotted the Raze and the Fade player there. Aspas and Kawanzine both seen over towards C.
The shot fired. Loud want nothing to do with this. Gonna start to back away.
And this has actually pulled Mind Freak further away than he has done before over towards A. He's still going to be able to jump spot for info, but not really fight it as heavily. And that's a pretty big difference. Usually PRX has been trying to maintain that control. Loud now creeping back into C, hoping perhaps that something with his operator has been shifted from this spot, but he stays firm and hit the shot. Aspas down to 2 HP.
Yeah, dropped all the way down. It was a warbang. No kill. It's unfortunate for him. Satchel across Nanoswarms, a snake bite, all hidden, near-sighted and away, but PRX seeking it as well. They don't want to give up this space. They want to be jumping straight into them. Divide is an absolute menace. Another 4-piece, another 4K. It's absurd!
That's the danger with this squad, to be honest with you, Brent. Anybody at any point can step up and have a monstrous round. Divide, arguably the best player for PRX during their regular split in the Pacific region, was hanging around at the bottom of the scoreboard for a while in this map, but if he turns up, the squeeze is going to be put on Loud. Sadak has got a Bucky in this round with his attack side Viper. Never feels good. Something has dodged it. Something has dodged the horn.
Inside his own smoke. Prime for the taking. A nasty shot. Connection onto Aspas, but now no time wasted, is it? Loud. Trying to take control of this one towards the back of the site. There it is. Paranoia is used. Has to back him away here inside the smoke. Still tucked to the corner. What kind of timing is he waiting for? He's caught it out to the rest of his team with the tap onto the plant.
Here comes the pressure from behind
onto the
Forsaken and Jing.
Trying to take out control, and something's still there. With the operator caught in the corner though. Eventually cleaned up and taken out. This is all over the place. It's a scramble. A Defy once more. You cannot enter his sight.
Loud can't afford to be playing at this tempo. The faster the PRX get, the more mistakes Loud are making. This one, just an excellent play by Something. It's reasonable that Loud would have some oversight there, but they weren't controlling towards spawn because the flank was coming through too quickly. And Loud couldn't control both avenues at the same time. They didn't have resources to stop Something going for another peek, and they also couldn't stop the flank from happening. Loud have just won a Thrifty. They might need another.
Well, here we go. Nade at the feed, 2 years. Evacuation attempted successful. Backing away, but still the util set flying on either side here with the rifles and the rocket Aspas. No kill claimed, but still PRX can't afford to overstay your welcome because Loud are here with a vengeance.
The 3 rifles now and a Guardian, so Loud have made upgrades off the back of this. Picking from the carcasses of PRX. Forsaken on a bit of an off angle here that may catch Aspas if they start walking into A. It's a fairly nice crossfire between him and Defy, who's just been a monster in these last few rounds.
Nightfall. Defy's out wide.
Swing
for so damn wide for the util and a knife out. 2 years.
Why has he got his knife out?
Not a clue. Reset of the movement. Kawazine stems the bleeding, stops the danger for but a chance and a moment here for Something. Haunt though. Once more, Cloudburst.
They haven't heard it.
Surely.
Kawazine's not looking.
Oh. Jump spot. Shot fired, but now a rifle upgrade picked up 11 bullets left here. It's a 1v2 though. Surely you don't win this one. Surely the setup is there, and yes, it is. Loud. It's 12 to 10.
And that's another half-by kind of round.
I mean, coming into it with scraps.
MasterCard don't get the shout out, but I mean, they've already had their money's worth in this one. Every time one of the teams has low eco, they're able to come out on top. And PRX, I can understand why they would want to fight super hard, because the faster they're playing, the more pressure they're putting on Loud. It feels like the more mistakes they're actually forcing out of the Brazilian squad. And yet it's also leading to rounds like this, where it feels like they're just throwing their bodies away when they have economy advantages. This has gone from verge of drawing blood for the first time against this SEA squad.
I need to blow something up.
There will be a fight to be taken, it looks like. Defy and Jing.
Cover going out.
Holding on to control of this one. Mind Freak. Mind Freak close. Prowler. Is there a Paranoia going to be used to offload any of this one here? Yes, Mind Freak uses it finally. Connection onto the 2, but pushes them away. B main spots it out. That is a lot of players and a lot of information. Something.
He's just sprinting towards them with the op, trying to gobble up this space that he thinks is not going to be taken. This is a nasty way of getting value out of his knife and operator buy.
We'll be clearing towards that area here. Odin spray, Forsaken, knowing now that they're disrespecting him with the util across wide. Locked down. Now placed out. This will be pushing back over towards the anchoring players onto B.
Jing still has nade.
Forsaken's got a node and he can spam this line of side angle. He's got the ping on it already. The damage narrowly avoided is being done. But still, Plant starting to come through here. Jing saving the nade for a rainy day, and that's just about now. No real commitment onto it, but now straight through Something. He's got the knives in hand, and it's short work, slicing and dicing. The disengaging away doesn't overstay his welcome. Door rotating, open it up. Still going to watch for these players. Back to the wall. Kawazine none the wiser. It's up to less, and he is weak. Drop down, 37 health. Forsaken can soundly stick this one now, knowing his teammates have got his back. Jumping around, there it is.
The PRX players alternating, taking it in turns to have huge rounds where they make outsized levels of impact. I've been so impressed with the way that Loud have been double clearing through spots, but they didn't through this, their own Viper wall.
And that was a major punishment from Something, who was playing in an excellent spot, just perfection with the Bladestorm and the Operator. Now Loud themselves end up getting squeezed a little. We're heading into the last round of regulation. Tui's has a Bucky, Sadhak with a Stinger, a Bulldog on less. Odds and ends, but they're fighting heavy over rubble, and here's Something once more.
Something with the Operator, seeking to lay claim, at least one of the lives, no, avoiding all the damage their way.
He picked up a Judge. He's got a spare Judge on the floor.
Just in case. Spamming down this line though.
No way.
Something close to the corner, door rotating. This is an awkward angle for him. Has to drop the Cloud Burst. See Les, hot on his heels, seeking to try and take that timing here. Close to the corner still once more. Satchel into the side. This is Loud. Starting to swarm all the way through. Sadak is taken out and removed. Showstoppers there. Jig! He's removed himself from the fight. But surely the damage done. No way! Aspas threw it to the back. A chance to salvage, a chance to claim it all the way through. The 2 years left alone, but we are happening. It's going all the way to OT. Josh,
overtime.
I'm losing my take on reality here.
I've never seen a round like that before. We had a sniper Judge by from Something. Sadak is walking forward, getting ready to use Pit. Jin comes in, goes 1-for-1 inside, and it's ended by a dash shorty.
No way.
This is what Something adds. This is the level of chaotic excellence that Something injects into this on top of the normal W gaming.
Oh my.
You get all of this as well. And this is what PRX were missing just a tad, while still making an excellent run in Tokyo. We're headed into overtime. Rifles across the board. Nobody making any unusual investments here, but Les taking a much more aggressive position than we saw from him usually on the defense side. It was Aspas and Kawanzin with a bit of a buddy system, and most of the time the defending team's fighting over rubble. This is going to feel different for PRX, and usually when this spot was open, they took that space quickly with Forsaken or Something.
Dash now active for Something. Plenty of shots ready and waiting here. Targets definitely being acquired, but 2 years shuts that one down. Still has to back away here, or will he have his team to help him out? Yes, Aspas. Dropping down towards the back, there's a pull-in away, it's Sadak! Where's he pulled that one from? In through the smokes. Hook line, sinker, and Loud. Another chance here to take the map away.
Switching sides. Match point.
Loud were in control early. For them, I'm sure it feels like getting back into a winning position. Something that they might be thinking to themselves they deserve. But you only deserve it if you earn it. What a play by Sadak. Swinging through the smoke there, finding the timing. That's definitely a spot the PRX have not been looking at too much.
We're heading into a Loud timeout here.
Kind of down the line to where Something would be looking to op, or anybody would be looking to push forwards if they were fighting aggressively over rubble.
It's a glass cannon.
This is interesting from PRX. They're going to fake rubble control with the nade.
They're going to make it feel like it. Look at the damage done. Something obliterated. Not brought down though. There is a heal there, but a smoke in his face. Still dash there. Active as well. Paranoia, or not the Paranoia, but the Prowler itself.
Well, now Loud have heard the aggressive utility and the op. So how does Sadak read into this?
He's so bloody active with it. Moving around the map here, just trying to get the wallbang angles onto it, but the door breaks. Loud funneling their way through now. The B site, open for the taking, but they don't have heaven control. Good nade. Pushes them away, backs them away, buys enough time here for Kawazin to get the plant off. Post plant is looking impeccable right now. Sees all layered up with a util here. Sound cues taken away, and Sadak's going to be really that last line of defense as well when this gets recleared here. Drum shot, missing wide. Sadak caught out, but 2 years is also going to be holding this crossfire. I mean, it's all going to be decided essentially onto this. PRX! What are you pulling out now? It's absolutely ludicrous, but Loud seeking once more to salvage it, to save it, containing it all the way. Swapping out the guns, rifles in their hands, jumping in their face. It's a shorty play. A Forsaken dropping down less. Time was of the essence, and they just had enough.
I have no clue how PRX were able to pull off that retake.
It looked like Loud had excellent post-plant positions. And Les is over towards B main. They have a player ready.
Oh, wow.
And these shots that are coming through are just bonkers. How Devi reads that Sadak is there ready to support as well. And how something exactly gets that opening fight onto Tui's. They just crush the crossfire over there towards Rubble and Breakable Door to make things 13-13 and the overtime roll. No boom bot.
Pushing towards B.
One satchel.
I mean, very unusual.
I feel like PRX have not gone towards B except with a single player the whole time.
Yeah, maybe feeling like they could have had a read that now is the time that a pivot occurs. Changing direction. Mode and spam.
Recovering it. Taking that back.
And once more, no real utility used over here from the defenders. So are PRX going to try and take this space aggressively? They hide from the Prowler to begin with. This is going to make it very difficult for Kawanzin and the rest of Loud to get good information about what's happening behind this smoke.
Here.
And they have to commit so many resources to helping Aspas on B. They have 2 players and an alarm bot there. At some point, Aspas and Tui's are likely to fall off and just leave this to the alarm bot. But the question is, do they find the right timing?
Trying to fake it out. But really, not a lot of noise being heard. It has pulled rotations away. Loud, moving away from the site.
It's all of this bad information that Kawanzin is getting.
Gives it up, still playing. It was back to essentially the spawn.
What a way to throw something different into overtime. This is magnificent from PRX. They're getting the plant down before Loud even know that they're there.
Yeah, not a single sound cue made until now. Into the post plant. How does the positioning get played now? Retaking this one, Aspas. It's going to be hard pressed with the operator. He's still locking down his one angle, and the footsteps that they get heard by Devi. Really expect this one, don't really anticipate it.
What's he looking away for?
Not too sure still, it's there. Covering fire. Lead raining down onto them. Loud, with so much to do now. And time is definitely ticking. It's all being used up, dropping down onto the side here. Something off to the side, he needs some help a little bit. There it is, first one found, first one collected. Many more ready and waiting! In the face with the spraying and praying. It's PRX on that point.
What a magnificent timeout to take.
Point.
Alex and the team cooking up a complete destruction. Contacting through, denying all of the information that Kawanzin was trying to get with the Haunt, with the Prowlers over towards A. The adaptation is just masterful. Recognizing that Loud in OT had not been putting pressure on their defense side towards Rubble. Sadak getting out-called in that spot.
Oh my God.
And we're going to head straight into the next.
We're already in it, yeah.
This is it, PRX.
Horn has to be dealt with here. Something's holding, but the operator has to respect it. Use the dash to back away here. Sadak's crossed. It's being cleared. 3 players close. Do they really watch this angle? Back to it.
What?
Devi! It's traded.
He did a double take there. He didn't realize, he couldn't believe that Sadak was in that spot. 4v4.
Door open wide. Boombot. Prowler in his face. Shot fired, but bullets received on either side. Aspas seeking to really just try and collect that kill as well. He was hot on his heels, and he has taken towards the back of the site. Control is theirs. But you've got to try and cross this sight line, and something's still here, but the operator, he's got off of it. For just a moment, just a chance. Nade at the feet. It's gambled incorrectly. No damage really being done! No way! Not a chance! PRX! They're here to stay. Denied any chance. The spike really getting planned, and now it's a 2v4, and this is for the map. Exultations and cheers. The crowd are on their side for PRX to close this one out all the way through. Jing, satcheling, classic gameplay, running and gunning, lest you do not stand a chance. Split. PRX's map choice, nobody leading.
And it looks like there's a setup here to try and fight over garage control. Fault line off the rip over for Sadak.
Waiting for signs of life.
Both teams, actually.
Forsaken took fall damage at the beginning of this round. That's just distracted me. Okay.
Classic.
Yeah, happens to the best of us, apparently.
Can't heal himself.
No. No, we cannot.
Both teams are holding counter utility. Finally, Forsaken throws the flash just for information.
Spots it out there. Trailblazer tucked deep into mid. No player spotted, at least not in ropes. Loud are keen and eager to try and take that space. Oh no, the
pullback
star. 2 years. He
Terrible
does not
timing.
realize this. Yep, there's a flash right in his face, enough to dodge it. A decent attempt.
Almost made all the difference there,
There's the
actually.
reaction.
Out of charges.
Okay, maybe not actually. Loud looking like they wanted to just absolutely beeline it into the B sides. Les here with the Sheriff, and that is beautiful.
The form from Les has been unreal. He just deletes everybody over by Garage as PRX go for another exploration even deeper on that side of the map. Les was tearing apart Fnatic in their match. And he's been one of the most talented players in many of the tournaments that he's turned up to. I mean, these shots are just disgusting.
Another round was salvaged. Yeah.
Well, magic coming out from the Loud camp, similar to what we saw from PRX on map 1. Same counter utility being thrown here. Sadak always ready with this fault line at the start in Garage in case PRX try and do anything
This
aggressive.
nade and a flash all combined together. It is a blender in the corner.
Yeah, PRX are not going to be able to do that. I mean, you can try it in these first couple of rounds when it doesn't matter too much and your economy's weak, but they're going to learn very quickly there that you do not want to be running into that stun nades, stun pull combo. And that's one of the major threats that Loud has been cooking up. We saw them run it on Pearl as well with that Astra Breach composition that they were running. They have so many combo plays that they can work with.
Shot by something. I was thinking, you know, Loud, they did expend a ton of util there, just methodically trying to pick apart the B side, looking for picks, and PRX, you know they're going to be moving onto this angle.
I mean, the re-exploration is so fast and the read is so good from Mindfreak and Divine, knowing that they wouldn't be still in Garage after losing that player. They found the timing, but they still need something to hit another ridiculous one.
Inside the smoke! Ah, well, stray body shot. Not enough for the kill, though. Let's drop down.
Right there.
24 health.
30 seconds left.
Tuiz is very diligent, watching the flank here. Picking out exactly where Divine would end up being. Oh, Minimap!
Yep.
He's just got his eyes off the prize.
Minimap moment here. Grouped up now by Loud. They're actually sticking this together with 3 of their players. Heal in order. Make sure you bring Les all the way back up. Do not let this one get messy. It's good positioning from them.
Devi's got his own Viper Wall to play with. The time is going to be a big enemy, and the Marshal even worse. With Divine not having any armor and being softened up from previous, that is a one-shot. And there go the Brazilian fans. I think they're right. I don't think there's any chance here for Mindfreak. He is indeed going to die.
Yeah.
So
to the spike.
Loud now have an excellent chance of being able to cook something up for the bonus right here. This composition has so many different areas that you can go towards. Yes, it does lack, as the desk was saying, in terms of taking that slow, cautious, and hidden A ramp control that you really get from a lot of the smokers or from the Cypher. But what it does excellently is combine utility together to get aggressive up onto a PRX player. And it looks like they're going to try something. I mean, who needs to take slow ramp control if you just take it right at the beginning of the round? Going to be fighting into Jing and Forsaken here instantly.
Let's see what PRX can do to withhold it. Facing the angles together. That's a pull.
Yeah, they actually are trying to play it slowly. As soon as that smoke came down from Tuiz, the pull answered immediately from Mindfreak on the other side.
Just making sure that nobody could cross, but they gained that space anyway. It's a bad flash.
Here.
They still have the information that Loud have crossed.
Divide.
Potential duels all over the place here.
Yeah.
Sadak flashes in mid. Something may get greedy on this.
Oh, you know he's going to swing it.
He wanted it.
The dash to get back, though.
Another flash that gives
Saved,
bad
yes.
information,
Never
and Cowan
flash.
Zine takes off Jing's head. Only Divide left here alone. Sorry,
connect.
Forsaken.
Forsaken to the corner here, spotted out. Still Divide into the ropes. Oh, nobody meeting him. Loud. Feeling like good exploration towards every area of the map, but now finally grouping up towards A. Meanwhile, PRX also starting to re-clear and hold on to A Heaven themselves, giving up control of the site.
Sean and Doug were talking about the difference in pace of these two teams when they were on their attack sides of Lotus. This is a very slow round by Loud. They've got 30 seconds. That doesn't seem to be a threat in terms of them actually getting the plant down.
Mindfreak's got a pull, though. That's how he chooses to use this one. Stun. Cut up close. 20 seconds remaining. Forsaken. Chance. Might get cheeky with it. Waiting for it. A bit of a tap on the plant. Pinging into the back corner of the side. Anything to dissuade it? No, not quite.
Sadek now becomes a lurker on Breach, which is an unusual position for him to be playing. But Loud's post plant looks fairly solid. Yeah. Sadek will now realize he has an excellent timing, having heard the drop.
Yeah, he hears the ropes. Yuto's being broken by something. Doesn't work himself into the angle, but look at it again. It's discipline being showcased by Loud. High-low crouch setup. Elbow. Containing it. Seeking now with the flash. That's a bit of a team flash, actually. Forsaken. Let's play with it. Mindfreak does a good job there to claim the 2, but he's got to try and isolate way too many fights and brought down. So, bonus round conversion. Loud in control pretty heavily. This is one of the major strengths that they had when they were playing against Fnatic the other day.
But in a very different way to the avenue in which I was expecting it to go, Brent. I thought we'd see something explosive, some fast ramp control, utilizing that double initiator setups and the blast packs from Aspas, and instead it was slow, and it was baiting PRX into going for those info peaks. They didn't get good information off Forsaken's flashes, and instead they had to body check, and Loud punished them for it.
Weaponry for PRX, making sure that they deal with the dog, but it doesn't get broken.
Something sneaks forward off the back of it, trying to step in front of the
so far forwards, actually. Boompot, no way. Sound cues were made, yeah. Either spotted or heard. But they know at the back of their minds. Easy kill to collect.
And look at this pace. Loud, so slow and diligent, clearing out all of these positions and waiting to try and play a punish game much more than going fast, quick into PRX. This is actually how Lotus began with Loud's attack side, if you think about it. Trying to punish the pistol round aggression, seeing if they could find early fights, and force PRX into making the mistakes. And then it all got wrapped up into chaos.
Yeah. Mindfreak, only with the Stinger, not enough to really do much. Takes a ton of damage in the process, just trying to leave and evacuate. Drop down. Seiken and Jing. Surely they hear that. Nade rebounding, shots fired, damage done, and a kill collected. Louder in control. Firmly.
A 4-0 start is exactly what Loud have been looking for. And so far, the game plan looks really good. Especially when you see what PRX are doing around the map, something trying to take fights in mid aggressively whenever he can, no matter what the buy is. The re-clears through Garage. The way in which they want to face a main aggressively on defense. There are a lot of places around the map where PRX are trying to force fights instead of allowing it to come to them. And Loud are reading into that and punishing them for it. Pull for something to have this op. But there are many different lanes around Split where he could be playing it.
Doing this against Aspas himself as well. Guy, it's a masterclass performance often. He's been playing the Jet in the past on this map, and what a way to deal with it. The damage was done. That was actually a leg shot with a no-scope.
That's ridiculous, though. Something is in such an unusual spot there, and the stun comes through immediately into his swings. I mean, that is not them trying to hold counter utility and waiting for some kind of cue. That is them immediately trying to punish on both sides of the map. Trailblazer on one side, stun on the other. Let's see if we can catch something with his operator immediately trying to pick on one of the extremities. It works a treat.
They played that so well.
Alex is going to have his head in his hands here because they've just come out of a timeout. One of the most, useful pieces of tools he has to be able to communicate with the rest of the team. Mindfreak going for a re-exploration.
So risky. You're up against the double initiator lockdown in your face. Do you really try and take a peek timing off of this?
Oh, it's
all
sloppy.
over the place.
Oh, it's sloppy, and Sadek just cleans them up.
Yeah, there's just no idea or identity behind what they want to do. Free plan offered. Jing. This is a full investment with the rifles here. PRX have to do what they hate the most, really. Saving, backing away from a fight.
Divine, Jing, and Spawn need these guns.
Yeah, they got to hold them.
And while that's a good kill, it does give away their positioning.
This is Loud now going to be with 5 rounds, no matter what.
I'd like to see Sadak send it here. Maybe even Aspas as well. I mean, maybe they just don't think the Divine Jing are going to still be holding in this spot, but...
That makes a lot of sense.
Take a look at the replay as well, man. It is just ridiculous. Something's positioned on top of the box, too.
Yeah, it's insane.
What a situation to open up the round. Loud are playing the punish game perfectly here. And the Desk got a lot of doubts about this map. And the one coming up after this, Pearl, potentially. If Loud are indeed able to take this one away.
Caution here.
Because Loud have looked a little shaky here. They got absolutely dumpstered by PRX on this map. And their ideas have been hit or miss. Certainly hidden now.
Oh, yeah. An immense lead. You were pointing out earlier, you know, you wanted to see the Loud players hunting out a couple of these kills. They are very close to some of these critical ultimates.
Something's going to try and play for the Orb here off the back of the Trailblazer, it looks like, to get his Blade Storm online.
He didn't spot less, but I mean, the Nano Swarms should definitely lay it down, cutting him off that angle. Not enough, though, so Blade Storm earned.
On the other side of the map, though, Sadak might be able to play for this one, and then they have a Rolling Thunder to get into B. Loud have been putting a serious emphasis on B main control, because that's where their composition thrives. It doesn't thrive over towards A ramp, as the Desk was discussing.
In a corner, surely you get cleared out here. Nade.
They're not even going for the breach ult.
Back here, yeah, not going for it. That's a really lovely timing on the pull. And it's PRX to collapse under the choke.
One enemy remaining.
Everybody falling, 2 years included. So, first round on the board here for PRX. A necessary answer back.
Couldn't really tell you why Loud don't go for the ultimates in that kind of situation. You know, they're one away from being able to get the breach out online, the Cosmic Divide as well. Those could have been enormous tools for stopping these players in their crossfire spots. Maybe trying to bank on the fact that their timing was a little more obfuscated, but Loud failing to convert that ult advantage, and now have given PRX a chance to solidify their economy. This fight happening over A main early on, something was trying to get aggressive in this spot before. Spotted out.
And here's the breach shot, finally, collection onto the 2 players. But will there be kills following up after it? Yes, there will. The utility is magnificent. It's fantastic. Showstopper denied. Jing earning it with just the 1 kill here, but shut down. Cosmic Divide used. Drop down, close to the corner. It's another hand nade. Aspas has heard them. Forcing them back and away. Showstopper still close to the corner. Vulnerable's there, now being forced out of him. Into the side though, something! Over the transfer. Just for the 1, Mind Freak. Consistency in bounds. But Sadak also there to reply. Divine out.
If Divide gets the kill, his pit could make this a winnable round.
It's a 1v2. Less.
Spiraling.
Yep. Just holding close to the corner. And no angles given. No sight lines. Turret spotting him out. Divide. So much to play for there, but an impossibility.
So Loud take their ults and end up using them in the next to excellence. The breach ult catching those players that were further forward. Cosmic Divide as well, just creating a little pocket, which Aspas knew they were in. He still got punished for it. He didn't quite think to check behind himself and watch for something, but PRX were baited into going for plays there where Loud were so ready to collapse. The punish has just been excellent from Loud, almost impeccable. Almost perfection. Something's going to try and take a pick over towards A ramp. It is difficult for them to smoke this off, but here they're using the Astra utility nicely from 2Es.
Crossed up, Forsaken. When the smoke fades. Chance for a shot in the dark. Here's the jiggle, here's the jump spot. Forsaken so lucky to get away with his life. Still crossed up though, something. Did not intend for that one. Just received the kill.
And Les was going for the swing, trying to punish something there for beeping the movement. Couldn't quite manage it. This is one of those honestly rare situations in which PRX have been able to generate the advantage early on. They're 6-1 down, but up a player in this round with a pit in mid, controlling most of the map. The only weakness currently looks like B, where Mind Freak is holding. And Forsaken's coming over with his Seekers just to give him a little bit of peace of mind.
Seeker's getting caught ever so slightly.
But it still tells you that Loud are playing spread with 30
It
seconds.
does, yeah. It does, definitely.
It's going to be so tough for Loud to get into a winning position here, but they are grouping up over towards
30
B.
seconds left.
Les has done enough there, I think, making noise. Flash didn't connect, though. Actually, that's re-cleared, and immediately you're going to see that rotation from Forsaken pushing forwards. Devi out of the pit, and yeah, none the wiser from Les. Just trying to regroup with the rest of his team, but it's given him exactly the information he needs. Mindfreak caught into the corner. This pull down. Satchels abound, and you're going to win these gun duels out, but it's all out.
5 seconds.
It's up to the final few seconds. Going to try and stick this one close to the corner. Forsaken denies it. Oh my.
5 HP off the initial jump spot. Took 3 Vandal body shots, down to 5 health with his light armor.
Yeah.
And that ends up making a lot of the difference.
Loud fans keep watching the game for now. No 7-1 in sight. That was avoided.
Is that some kind of curse if it's the other way around, is it?
Well, not quite a curse, mate, but I won't go there.
I mean, it
I
wasn't
won't go there.
It wasn't them that were up that time.
That's true. That is true.
Something playing with the operator over towards mid. They had the pit there previously, trying to deny Loud that space. Does seem like a good idea. Force them into going for the burst execs. Oh, and something going for a risky peek through the smoke. That is now going to tell Loud that they can take mid control fairly easily, freely, without using that utility. You see Aspas just wandering up.
Just deep flank all the way through, man. I mean, Trustler is spotting it. Do they want to try and commit further? No, it doesn't look like it.
But PRX are re-clearing both sides of the map at once, and I think that's a little dangerous here. Something knows there's nobody over towards A, which means there should be people on B.
Yep. So you can't really play into that main angle anymore. There's no safety there. Mindfreak is inside of his own smoke. In a tremendous world of hurt, unless he can get the bailout from the rest of his team now. Starting to flood back into this one. 50 seconds here. Satchel across and over. Aspas just faking with the movement. There's a shorty in your hand, something, but still, with the rifle fire. It's contained and shut down. Les still here, and it's brought into a 1v1. Timing granted. That's unreal.
Les is just a monster. He's taken Loud to an absolutely next level. 14-3. Every time he's challenged, every time he's asked a question of, he answers, he delivers. It's just been absurd. He's been the MVP for them in previous tournaments too. Looked like the best player whenever he has moments like this. But at this point, honestly, the specter of these low-level performances from Loud that haunted them in Tokyo and at the beginning against PRX, they look to have been completely banished. The form is right back there with the best times that we've seen Loud. Something's desperate to try and make anything happen over towards Garage. PRX are so heavy, pushing out the extremities on defense. They're getting all of this information towards A, and they did in the prior round too, but they can't convert it into good positioning to be able to stop the sight hits.
No way, Forsaken. Les fires a shot off, so...
I can't believe you would want to contest Les.
Oh, it's absurd. 14-3, yet still... Set the sights into mid, they spot out something. Okay, clear it out, just in case they push through into sewers. Lovely diligence there with a flash. But surely that should be a bit of recognition now from PRX.
The ultimates are awesome here from Loud. I mean, it's going to be very difficult for PRX to do anything about it. If Jin grabs a kill, the showstopper would be a massive tool and something.
Something's fine this.
He's looking to try and contest.
There's 2 seconds remaining. There's 2 seconds remaining. Standing his ground. Can't get it off really there with the updraft. Okay. Brought down eventually, and they're just trying to help him out. Flooding back into the fight. Loud have got it all under Les again. That is ridiculous.
We see those kind of plays frequently at this point. People trying to get in front of the lockdown, see if they can grab a couple of kills as these players are getting into the site off the back of it. And then the rest of the retakers use that player as bait. But here, both teams understood that so well. The rest of PRX are coming in there trying to use the distraction of something. And everybody on Loud is just waiting for it. Holding those avenues towards Heaven and Spawn. Absolute destruction that we are witnessing here on Split.
Fast rocket play here. This is PRX. 2 rounds left. They got the ult to try and make a go of this one here, but not really the money, and there's no one home.
There's no one home at all. Jing loves to make this play. We've seen PRX do it so often. That is a hard read from Loud.
An instantaneous reaction. Right up through, taking a Heaven control. Starting to swarm the positioning now. A Mind Freak nade at the feet. Got to respect it and back away, but there's so much damage being done here. Heaven control given away. Flipped over to the side here. Satchels breaks the crosshair placement. There's no clean fight for something. Divide locked into the corner, and he will not be able to anchor. It's curtains for PRX.
On Lotus, Loud felt like they were in control of the first half, but PRX was still finding their moments. The Thrifties, they won the pistol round, they were getting into it, and they bought enough time for a massive 1v4 from something to take him from -4 to +11 and get that star player back into the game. I feel like here, we're in a similar kind of situation where Loud are in control strategically. Their coordination is all excellent too, and yet PRX are not finding the magic. They're not getting those big moments. Instead, Loud are punishing them, and we're seeing an absolutely dominant half. PRX's double duelists, don't count them out on the attack side, but you still need to generate some rounds here on defense.
Yeah.
You got to have something.
You're gonna get something going.
In both senses.
Exactly. Set that one up for you, didn't I? Slam dunk.
Now the wealth is unbelievable from Loud here. Tui's is going to be rocking an operator to begin with a rifle, I assume, on the floor as well. Watching for any kind of aggression. And PRX is sitting back just a tad.
Double updraft committed with the Blade Storm.
They have not been spotting anybody over towards A in almost all of these rounds, except when Jing had his showstopper.
I mean, Les is playing so passively in that angle almost all the time.
Yeah, and yet PRX is still trying to force the fights in that area of the map repeatedly.
Gamble not paying off, not working. A lot of util. Into ropes there with a nade and the flashes just to try and push back and take control of mid, but it does pull players away.
Blinded.
The flash does connect onto Les.
Forsaken's reposition here. He's got a flash up in 2. I mean, he's close to the corner. The Trailblazer should be good as well. Broken though.
Only sees Les. Great work from the rest of Loud to be hiding, making it feel like it could still be a default. Baiting Forsaken forwards.
Contacting in, using this recall start as a flash play of the orb. Everybody dodging it and enough bodies to receive. Here it is. Moving all the way forwards now to showstopper. Earned up, Aspas. Love a kill. Ricocheting it across the back wall there. Real damage done, no kill either. Still, PRX desperate for a chance now to try and get that 3rd round on the board. It's really their only goal and chance and opportunity. Les is missing off to the side there with his back towards it, and they're just being picked apart, man. I mean, PRX, I don't know which way to look. One way to the spawn, one way this way, but Les is ridiculous. This guy's having a field day. Another 3-piece in a round to set it all up for a 10-2 finish.
And the star of the show is absolutely Les. They're calling a beautiful attack side as well. I love the utility coming out from Sadak and Tui's in combination. But the player has 21 kills up at the top of the scoreboard. Les is taking all of the safe duels here and then winning post-mount fights. It's just too easy for this guy.
It really is, man. 10-2 at the half. PRX to pull up. Absolutely impossible margins in terms of getting back into this one. Well, some of the roles as he was playing across the board, but he's always been a heavy hitter.
He certainly has. I feel like the duelist matchup has not really been the story, though, so far on Split. And PRX would like to turn that into a reality. They're hoping that Something and Jing are going to be able to use the Initiator utility to bring this one back from the brink.
Oh my goodness, PRX all the way up into heaven. Not worried about trap plays or util. That is disgusting. I mean, let's just take it a peek angle off the turret's contact. Trying to reset it there with the aim and enough shots there. Ukawazine with the backstab. 11-2, another pistol round.
Destructive, absolutely destructive. Loud winning both pistols. The first bonus with an opportunity if they convert this round 14 for another. And this is what it looks like when not only are you able to win
the pistols and the bonuses, but you're also able to win the majority of the gun rounds too against another competition, another team that's fighting for one of the best teams in the tournament, for one of the best teams in the world. PRX are going to force, because of course they are. They're down 2-11.
And no choice but to do it. Heading into this one with the Stingers a long range, never really favored. Stuns connecting and online here.
Les finds
the corner,
another.
they still have this space as well. Damage being done towards it, close towards it. Les is just unleashed. Eventually shut down and brought down. Sadak taking enough damage that he can't really support and help it out. Still, player advantage. Aspas with the nade, plenty of util now, and you can start to see the clearance into elbow, tucking towards the back. Swinging through, Mind Freak. Definitely being more than a nuisance, honestly, with that kill here. Forwards is the approach and trying to take the fight into them. Divide doesn't know if there's a second player there, but here's the drop down now, but it's still a 1v2, and he's not favored. Yeah. I want to double like that. Loud have just been impeccable with how they've been playing together in a lot of these moments.
And when there is a single player facing and contesting, they're supported heavily by the utility. I mean, with this composition, I thought it might be a bit concerning, because while the utility is excellent against the double duelist composition, you might, with the pace and the tempo that Jing and Something play at, you might get caught with util in your hands. You know, Kawansin's got a flash in his hands, or Sadak's holding a stun or something. But when Les is taking contact off the back of all of that initiator utility, you take a player that's already in red-hot form, and you make them favored in a lot of the duels. It's just been monstrous.
Propel them forwards.
This basically looks like perfection from Split in terms of how to shut down that double duelist.
Dashes away here, less with the jump spot. Ooh, hello. Caught wide, but no damage done.
This would have to be one of the most monstrous comebacks we've seen. A lot of people considering PRX to be favored on this map, but no wiggle room whatsoever to make this composition work.
It's a shutout.
Loud dismantling a comp that they are extremely familiar with and making PRX look like headless chickens in a lot of these rounds.
Yeah, because of the prior buy and force up as well. PRX, I mean, it's really just a half fight coming into this, the round that they must win to keep their chances going. Aspas, this angle is disgusting! Light work for him. It's 2 kills, 2 is the Bucky!
Not with the Bucky.
Oh, he had to do it to him.
Mind Freak sneaking up around the side as well.
And it's just over, isn't it? Complete collapse. Mind Freaks, the last one left, would have to pull off a miracle. It's 13-2 for our second map. Loud, what a bounce back.
Oh, did any... Thinking about where Sean was talking about Sadak being positioned, though, in B-Link, he has this stun line that goes through Art over towards A main with Pull's potential. Now, if you smoke off the positioning that Aspas is playing here, Sadak becomes a bit of a weakness, and it looks like PRX might be headed towards that.
We'll see how they manage it. Over the top, yeah. He's just watching for all this utility that's getting sent flying. That little nano swarm as well, just to nice. It out of them.
Okay, so they push Sadak back and make him worried. That means the breach is going to be less viable with the utility.
A lot of damage done. Less real danger there, potentially going down to the dog, but no, he escapes it still. They want to just try and dash up onto these players as well, catching them unaware. Less.
Wow.
It's brought down. He was really just corralled and pushed into mid.
What a fantastic anti-strat. Excellent dismantling of how Loud like to play this by going through to mid and pushing everyone out of their favored positions.
He smokes a cheeky Kawazine close to the corner here, tucked into it. There's a jump spot and clear, 1 for 1. That's all he'll get. Regaining control of A main. No one towards Ard here, tucked towards the site. Devi is really just left to his own devices. Everybody into the back of the site here, holding the utility in their hand. A bit of running gun with the frenzy. It's not really doing enough here. They're smoked off. Devi, he needs a bailout. He needs it right now, yet still stunned up. Lands the shots, only the 1 for 1. It's replied by Aspas. Smoke's now propped up once more, and even more damage than a tap onto it. You've got to force out this utility. There's the pull.
This is worrying.
2v2. Real chance here for Loud to take control and more. Trying to get this one on. The spam is not there. No bullets left at all. It's all Loud with another pistol round.
That is unreal. Absolutely unreal. I think PRX's ideas in that round were a lot better, and yet Loud still come out with the win. And the individuals just turning up. Aspas in particular with Sheriff in hand, able just to hit body shots consistently to chunk these players down, and a lovely headshot there onto Mind Freak too.
when Sean was talking about teams being red hot in terms of their form and their individual skill, and that being the biggest issue with the Pistols, yeah, sometimes Loud have amazing ideas, but here, they just outskilled it. And PRX, they're going to go for the force. They are not happy about losing a pistol round, but they did get the plant, and they got 3 kills.
Big flash away from the angle now. Aspas has to respect that one. He doesn't have a gun in his hands. I mean, he's saving the operator into next. I'd be wishing he did invest into it. Look at this overwhelming pressure applied into Sadak and brings him down into the back of the site. Doubled up, collected. Not a kill, but a bit of damage being done. Still, the plan needs to be there, and it's just being spammed down by less. Brought down with the trade. Holding towards the top of the site. Just a bit of a tap now, but Device starting to finally stick and commit to the plant. Bit of walkabouts from Jing, close to the corner. There's a flash in his face. They might have just given up a little bit too much, but still, Aspas was brought down.
Faking the jump.
Yep, faking the jump. And already, yeah, Forsaken was hot on his tail.
That's a big round, a big call. That takes a lot after you've just gone down 13-2 to lose your first map at Champions, to go for the gutsy decision of forcing that up and sending it. But it's the overwhelm here with the pace that just caught Sadak completely off guard. That's why I was a little worried about actually on split, and yet Sadak always had somebody in front of him to catch that aggression and slow it down so that he had time to use his breach utility. That, I think, could be a key difference maker on this map, if they can find Sadak without that player in front.
What has got an operator?
Why is it? He's forced the hero off.
There's no way you expect this one, but a flash still connects anyway. He's pushed off the angle. There's no way they're anticipating this. But it's all about if he gets value from it, and he does!
But he's gonna get stuck,
Striking back, stuck to the corner, needs to be Yuto to clear him out! But it's too little, too late!
No way.
Aspas, talk about red hot form, man. This guy is burning him to a crisp.
Almost getting tagged down, 19 health. Forsaken trying to open up some space on the site.
Saw being watched for, and he's not landing the shot there. I mean, Kawazin should not have been favored.
That's a big miss from Forsaken in terms of trying to create that opening.
What an insane call.
Forsaken individually did not do too well on split. Maybe feeling the after effects of something like that. I can't believe the confidence to go for the force buy round 2 from PRX and then the hero operator from Aspas, and not even playing it in a position where he's half committed and could save. Playing it, you know, dashing back into screens, a spot where he has to be bailed out by the rest of his squad who only have pistols. It's mad, but they're in a 5v2.
Weak enough there that there was a chance for spam damage to do the work for Devi, but no, it's a 5v2. I mean, there's just no world.
No, there's 30 seconds left. Unless they had that kill on Kawazin already and could find some kind of opening,
it's done.
It really does feel like it.
Sadak's watching out towards sewers. No help needed. Time's going to be running all the way down. It has to be a save at this point. But I just cannot believe the sheer insanity of Aspas buying the hero operator.
Nice.
Bladestorm online as well. Economy swings drastically in the opposite direction. You see teams go for the bonus round up a lot. And they're not too worried about losing it, because normally you're getting close to getting your Bladestorm online, something like that. You take a look at the replay, he's still 2 away from it here. Yeah. You know, he needs at least a kill and a death in order to not have ruined his team's economy. I guess he's not too worried about giving something an op on the attack side, considering the pace of PRX play out, but that is just incredible, the call. Now he's going to look to get posted up towards B with the breach utility, and we see finally this big clash in A main. Yeah. Loudon not going to be able to fight for this one as heavily though, because the stun isn't there.
Pull and the flash is all combined as well, posturing them away from the angle. Aspas, though, is going to be getting a lot of information about the middle portion of this round. PRX, if they seek to try and go somewhere else, look at they might be heading. Hold turn.
Fake, but this is really early. The rest of PRX are not in position.
Wall dodges the horn here. I mean, there's just a ton of players grouped up. This really does feel like the whole lot running at them.
And they're going to commit back over to A. They're trying to find anybody that was baited into a bad position. PRX looking like they've overcooked things here potentially, but they have made it into the site.
The smokes divide up the site though, and they haven't cleared out towards the backside of pit. There's a lot of spam damage, but no kills, real connection happening. Still, plan is down. Post plan granted and gained. Aspas not fast enough with the movement. Tried to make a play for it, happening still. Curveballs right in their face and wide. Jing with the reposition now, taking this time in for himself, regrouping the rest of his team. It was impossible really for Loud at this point. They don't have control of Art, don't have control of main. Smoke propped up though with Divide falling. Suddenly a chance. Kawazine collecting all sorts of kills, but a rifle for Jing. Doesn't collect the second one, doesn't get it. Started for him, a tap onto the defuse. Mindfreak with the most to do. And he is brought down just in time.
That is a mad round again from Loud. An absolutely mad round once again. It feels like PRX get themselves into really good post-plant positions, and we saw this actually on Split a couple of times, Lotus a couple of times too. And yet, it's the way in which Loud are able to double face from high-low setups on the fly. That to me is one of the most impressive factors, along with the fact that Kawazine and Les are just winning duels everywhere. But the team play, the way in which Loud are facing on these retakes, holding, you know, 2 or 3 of them posted up in A main, ready to punish. That's what's missing for PRX. This time, the stun is there, the suck not used. Loud choosing not to commit too heavily because Les is there with his Killjoy utility.
Right, this is a half by round for PRX. They don't want to slow it down. Not just yet. Alarm bot broken. Side divided enough that they can potentially go for the plan here. Bit of a tap as well. Pull after shot. Knife into the corner. Sadak getting cheeky with it. Body blocked the nanoswarm actually. Still planted down here. Bit of friendly fire. Bit of damage being done to the Vi. Still holding close to the corner. Now here's the Nightfall. Scatters through. And the bullets finding their mark and more here. It's the complete collapse of PRX.
That is absolutely unbelievable pressure applied from Loud. I know there's an economy advantage, but frankly, the guns didn't even make the difference. It's the utility coming through. There's a nanoswarm at default, so they know they can't plan. Aftershock stops them from pushing the right side of default to this spot. And after, I think, feeling like they got robbed on Lotus, have just come out with fire and fury here on Split and Pearl.
This is it. Yeah. PRX got to put a stop to this now with all this momentum on the side of Loud. Drop down into mid. There is those weaknesses into mid as well. You know, you don't have the util. It's going to be watching.
I definitely agree. I feel like Sadak and B-Link are big weaknesses for the way that the Loud defensive setup works.
Spotted one player, but yeah, they had to give up control of mid as a result of this Sadak.
This is very reminiscent of overtime on Lotus. Alex takes a timeout and they go for a contact push. Will Loud read into it?
So much danger now, especially with that Prowler getting broken. Kawazine's going to be away, he's making a call for it. Still got Aspas holding down that one angle, straight down to B. Long angle, flashed wasn't there. Seekers all the way up here. Shot, fired, rattle, something inside of the smoke, just barely an edge, a glimmer, a pixel legged into it. Damage is being more than done. The kills are collected, a corral, but he can't get out of there with the movement.
It's a nice stun from Sadak, but he ends up getting caught there. And it's a 2v3.
Smoke's fading, plant.
Forsaken is so committed. He had a lockdown. If he was able to escape, might have been able to play for that one.
I said he's the lone player towards back halls, unless he's still watching.
They have a star for a pull on the spike. Mindfreak's in a great spot, miles away.
It does feel like Loud. Surely they don't do this. Surely not. Forsaken. What a kill. Good duel to win. Divide. Swinging through is okay. Right through. I mean, through the smoke. Second round, though, for PRX.
And another nice one coming out the back of a timeout. These tactical timeouts are working. Alex is getting some good value off the rounds that they're calling once they can take a moment and pause.
Yeah.
Forsaken on the pinch back through. Being able to have outsized impact and avoid getting caught in back halls. The timing between him and Devi, pretty excellent on that. But PRX is still on the back foot here. And something's pulling out the attack side operator.
And that one back. Picked it up. The corpse of Aspas, but he's also reinvested one of his own in his hands. This time, looks like this is the way they want to try and plug up the gap in mid for those contact pushes. Just slap Aspas on there with an operator.
That makes sense. I don't think PRX are going to contact into this spot, though, having done that in the previous round.
Oh yeah, Nanoswarm is very nice. Pushing them all the way. Sadak. Timing with the stun.
The Nanoswarm lineup and Jing's Molly landing at the same time to clear out corners where the flash wouldn't connect. It's excellent from PRX. One of the reasons why they've been 3-0 on Pearl here.
Chance for Aspas. Jump spot. They're worried about him.
Just the narrowest jump spot as well.
Yeah.
Trying not to give even a finger away to Aspas.
You've seen it. Does he hit the shot? Flash waiting to the very final moment. Does dead, but he's tucked to the corner now. The rest of PRX starting to make their moves over towards B long, but time is starting to run pretty short here. 35 seconds left. Tucked to the corner. With the ultimate, running it back into their faces, colliding and collapsing. Kawazine cannot withstand it. The ult's taken out, but another shot missed and wide. Lockdown. Really putting the pressure in the heat. Turned all the way up. Aspas with an opportunity to do something absolutely incredible. Coverage is there, but something might just be a little bit better. Time though, still burning off the clock with one player left. 2 years is taken out.
PRX have found something that's working for them. These B splits. Or even in that situation, sending everybody down B main. Getting themselves in spots where the ultimates can end up doing the work. The entry off the Trailblazer is also fabulous. And it pushes them into such deep post-ban positions, you know, puts the pressure on Aspas and Sadak with the lockdown in backside. PRX used a lot there, a huge amount. But they got the round they needed.
Keeping the attack side on. Running up into their faces. Stun on the Prowler, an attempt to catch onto the players. I mean, hoping for the stun.
Yeah, wise from Aspas, though, to back off once he realized that nobody got caught in the fault line.
A good read by PRX once more, realizing that, okay, with that amount of emphasis being placed by Loud over towards B main, it can start to, again, contact lurk the way into mid.
And now Aspas and Kawazine are going to go for this repeat.
Oh, it's mistimed.
Yeah,
I think that was a flash as well from Sadak.
Yeah, just a team flash.
Yeah. Lambot broken. They've already taken up that ground. All the way pushed up through. I mean, not watching for it. Not worried about it. Curveball around the side. Flash, no connection here. Still, it is a really precarious spot for these Loud players to be into. How would they deal with it? How would they handle it? Forsaken. Tucked to the corner now. Knives! He is spotted, yeah.
Too close to the corner.
Damage is done, and Aspas! It's getting all of them back, man. Infinite money trick, all with the Blade Storm. He's never running out.
This was another round, actually, where PRX got themselves in a position to win, though. And then they just fumbled the bag. I mean, they completely caught Loud off guard in terms of that push into spawn. And if they tried to consolidate their position after that, I think they would have been in more of a winning spot. But because their ideas have to be so unorthodox, and they're constantly improvising on the fly and calling audibles, things are getting too chaotic and too scrappy to find those moments to return to sanity. And Loud still find that brilliance.
Yeah, it's the rock-steady discipline from Loud. They're not letting the chaos take over into this map. And on an individual's basis, Aspas, 14 kills right now, looking for even more. There's the dash. Knows that they're trying to poke themselves up onto the ankle, but never declare it. If you walk up onto him, he will rip your head straight off.
And the timing is excellent right before Art got compromised. Because PRX are getting into a nice position for this A split. But Aspas and Kawazine holding hands, looking to hold strong.
Updraft into the side there eventually. A connection with the blades finally with Aspas falling. A chance potentially there. Sadak, yeah, I mean counter spam. Not for just the one kill. Will the plant get off still? Sadak seeking to deny, using the ult. Was there that connection? Did it?
I think it did.
Tag, yep, stun. Pushing them away here, but still with 50 seconds left. So he might even just call as well. A bit of a rotate wraparound, but no, still Forsaken committing to this one. Something has to try and hold on to this one. One knife left. No longer.
The flank around the back.
Spent all of them, and this flank is important. Mind Freak coming now, round to the side. It's watched, but not really on the timing here. Sadak. And everyone tucked into the corner. Stun and run and gun. Something! No way! Did not receive the kill. 2 years. That is monstrous. He's found himself into the 1v1, but surely he doesn't win it.
Almost
it's all working against him, man. A tap onto it. Something onto the corner. 36 health. No bullets left. Something. He won't finish it off.
PRX rounds will never end quietly. It's just never. Even when it looks like there's an impossibility for Loud to be able to win, it's still got into a sticky scenario there towards the end. Feels like a little bit of hubris perhaps from something there.
Look at this, man. He's colliding while spraying.
There's just no thought in his head that 2E's might be able to win the 1v2 against the rest of his team.
Oh,
and yet, something still managed to clean this up. Both Jets are at the top of the scoreboard.
Aspas v something. The first time that we've seen them clash on the Jet head-to-head. It's been a delight so far.
Galvanizing.
Difference in the defensive setup. Alarm bot put over towards B link. So that means nobody has to watch there. PRX are countered if they try and go for some kind of contact play in that area.
Broken for something, still locking down this angle at the same time. Aspas is on the opposite side of the map. I mean, he's going to be getting a lot of information for Loud. That's why you're seeing the heavy rotation, stacking it with 3 players. Close to the corner, that's Sadak with a judge. Inside the smoke, now playing inside of it. This could be brutal. The pellets of it, going to be ripping them to pieces if they pick their timing incorrectly. And there it is, all popped off. Jing, out wide to the corner, straight in. Something was there with the shorty play. Still, players moving up now from Art, trying to link themselves together. Do they know 2 years is back here? Chance tonight, poking out wide into the corner. Everybody falls. Aspas, last one left, and he was watching the flank the entire time.
And Loud also have very little money. PRX have kept these rounds close and made sure that Loud get punished. All of the players dying. Aspas really needs to keep this operator online.
He really does. Did he hear the footstep? Definitely hears it, sees it.
Has big economic damage, but at the same time, we're headed towards the end of this first half. And PRX have the cash to be able to work with.
I'm just in disbelief at how they've managed to bring this even.
But at the same time, Brent, PRX have actually been excellent ever since like round, I'm not exactly sure what it was, like round 5 or something, of being able to take map control. They're actually just taking huge amounts of map control at the start of all of these rounds. Yeah, Loud are not fighting over A main control particularly. They're not doing that stun suck combo that we were talking about. And they're also, PRX, being able to bully their way through mid. You know, they have so many tools to be able to take this map control early on. And Loud are just giving it to them. And that means that PRX are getting splits into B and splits into A whenever they like. That's one of the reasons why we see PRX versus EDG, for example, having just massive team fights over A main control at the start, because if you give PRX the space, their comp is excellent at splitting. Here again, Art has nothing for the defensive team. I mean, not even any information.
No player, no turret, and the 4 position of Aspas, I mean, he's just popped up into the choke.
So at this point, they're relying on Aspas to be able to find some kind of kill, back off and play retake, perhaps even with the lockdown. But PRX, once you give them space, they're going to start working their way into weird spots, go for lurks, go for over pushes. These retakes are not as easy as you might think them to be.
Here's the updraft. Aspas almost hitting that one. A strike back. Jing will fall.
Loud needed to be in a favored retake scenario.
This is it, surely. Something close to the corner here. Flash.
That's not great.
No punish.
Here.
Everybody towards the back of this side. They've given them pit control as well. No one's watching this from PRX. If the timing is awkward here, PRX could crumble. It's really all on Forsaken, and they're just trying to play up close as well, trying to hit these shots here. It's going wide with the Guardian spam and the spray down. Lockdown has to be brought down on top of it. Spray through. Definitely awkward, definitely scrappy. Updraft to escape the ire and the fight. The shots miss. Let's run out of bullets.
Enemy remaining.
It's up to Aspas. Damage done to a multitude of targets, but he cannot hit the flick in time. PRX taking the lead in this first half.
This is what I'm talking about. If you give PRX the space, they're going to be in all sorts of weird avenues. They had a player lurking through water there. They had a couple of players pushing flowers. Loud were not ready for those hits. Their players weren't even ready in terms of the amount of bullets they had reloaded into the chamber. 2Eves was trying to control the flowers push, but they certainly didn't realize that they had 2 players ready to flank around behind. Even after Aspas set them up into a 5v4, Loud have lost their control on Pearl. They have lost control of this map.
Not enough money for the operator anymore, not for Aspas. The slow beginnings of the attack side operator has been working out.
Here.
Aspas had knife in hand there, looking, I think, to go for some kind of jump peek, but instead holding pretty. This looks like Sadak's going to be holding some kind of flash for Aspas to peek off.
You should run.
Or something. I mean, the lockdown, this corner, you cannot withstand this. Aspas, you've got to reposition here. Does he wait until the very final moment to try and strike back here close to the corner. Tucked, it's a flash in his face. Dash is there. Looking for the kill. Noah has to respect it. There's a molly at his feet.
He got
and he's detained anyway. 2 players out of the fight. Critical ones at that. I believe that was Sadak. He's not going to have the U-turn, but now they do with the Nightfall. Trying to play this one fast and loose all the way into the back of it. Aftershock there. Jing moving forwards. No one watching. And there's no shot in hell. 3 ripped away. Kawazine in 2 years.
And Mindfreak in a great spot to be able to secure this one. The pull online, almost impossible for Kawazine and Tuiz.
Spam.
Almost.
2 years. Good kill to collect, brought it to the 2 versus 2 with the pull already out of the way on top of it. Smoke in their face, it's a double face, but it's all clean. Safe hands from Mindfreak. The 7-5 finish.
And for the first time in this series, PRX leading at the half. They came back into this map with excellent ideas coming out of the timeout. Amazing tactical timeout called by Coach Alex. And since then, I feel like Loud just ran out of ideas. They were trying to push the very boundaries in counterplay and ended up getting punished as a result of it. Gave PRX all the map control and they fell to pieces. Loud held at 5.
Lopsided at the beginning and the end of that first half on either side of these teams, but yet it is PRX holding that advantage. Able to shut down Aspas. Let's send it down to the desk to hit.
One of the pistol rounds so far, but they were able to force up successfully if you cast your mind back to the start of Pearl. But Loud are going to need big moments from their players to pull this one back to a 7-7. Especially from Les, who's only got 3 kills compared to having 21 at the half on split.
In a life game before, it's a large face, less lucky. Get away with that.
But great information that he can relay to Sadak in his role as a secondary caller for Loud.
Setting up his kit mid-fight as well with a push already down and out. Here it is, Utah being used to try and push away the plan. They do so successfully.
I think that was an accidental headshot there over onto Sadak, who was just getting the plant down, just using the audio cue, and he got scared off the tap.
Second still hasn't been cleared here. What is going on there? Something happening. Eager to take the fight.
Very
running short.
They've done a lot of damage here. Chip damage.
I mean, it's literally a shot in the dark, but it's working out.
And if PRX are going to be able to win this pistol, it sets them up in awesome fashion to go 4-0 on Pearl.
Aftershock though, this reposition of Forsaken should get punished here, out wide. Util no smoke to save him when he was crossing, but now it's Jing's turn. Tucked to the corner, doesn't really see them. Here's the curveball off of the contact. Full connection and enough damage done that it is that clean-up beauty.
Still 2 alive. The danger is not over yet, but 20 seconds left. It should be cleaned up for PRX. The crossfire is good.
Crossfire is more than that. It is excellency. Pistol round, 8-5. PRX now, momentum's behind them and more.
Only the second pistol that PRX have picked up in the series, but they're in fantastic position to try and close this one out. The Phoenix just gets so much value here. We've seen other people pull it out too, but Jing is stuck with it through thick and thin.
He's 2 away from the ult.
Yeah, and it's the value that he gets out of it is spectacular on this map.
He's going to be fighting for A main control because they want to try and funnel the orbs into him. Get the ult back online. Loud. Definitely group 2. Actually waiting for maybe a chance to punish. There's a stun. Held by Sadak. Doesn't let it loose. Now he does, ever so slightly.
Stun suck combo, hoping that they'll trap somebody from PRX, but the reaction was fast. Very good. Les also lost his turret, I believe. Yeah, inside the Phoenix molly. So he'll have to make an adjustment on that next time he's holding A main. Loud are just going to prod around the map, seeing if they can create any advantages. The 2 sheriffs from the 2 most explosive players, you could argue, Aspas and Les, will be trying to do some work.
Alarm bot, real danger here for Devi, yet still collects, delivers multitude of kills, shutting it all down. A little bit closer now to the ultimate. Speaking of, Jing earns his. Les going to be feeling the pressure to really do a lot in this. You know, we spoke about his previous performance. He was having a bit of a life game on split. Led the charge for his team, didn't make it close. This time,
30 seconds left.
Struggling to find the impact. here right now, there's really no chance in hell of him winning a round, but
If
has to be that step up.
If you recall, it was on the attack side, actually, that Les was able to do all of that work on split, which is unusual, you could argue, for a Killjoy player. But he was just getting put in positions where PRX was pushing him, and he was controlling that aggression, and then he'd be put in spots where he was able to benefit in post-plant situations, too. What incredible resilience from PRX.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
To have been punched 13-2 on split and have a player have a performance like that against you. Go down, I think it was 4-1, 5-1, something like that to start this out. And then still rally back.
Yeah, a lot of teams would lose their cool in that spot, but PRX, enough veteran presence on this roster, enough to try and hold their own, hold the ground, rally back, and now look at it, 9-5.
Yeah. And PRX have done enough here to scare Loud off. Not exactly sure what the call was there, but Sadak has bailed out from the B site. They're expecting an over-rotation.
None of this Killjoy utility has been broken. Nanoswarm should be good to break the alarm, but it is.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. And everybody rotating over to a very weak site, honestly. It's only Mindfreak here with a single star and one in his back pocket. But already you're starting to see Jing, Davai, moving over to reinforce A right as the hit comes through.
Yeah, saw the space that something's getting as well pushed up towards B. They know that they can stack this one now with a lot of players stunned. Will be that connection into the corner. Horn over the top. It does reveal, does break it. Jinx going to be using his ult though. Run it back. Pushing forward. It's dealt with. Cleaned up. Lovely aftershock. Mindfreak. None the wiser here. An attempt to fight through into the back of the site. Flashes on flashes. Who will be favored? Well, the guns most definitely enough potentially to sail them through. They need to get this plan down, really. They're finding it difficult to do so. 20 seconds remaining. They're tapping enough to bait PRX out into the open. Handing their lives on a platter here. Something from the side and the back. And it will just be up to him here. Thought it was getting a bit dangerous, a bit precarious, but enough of the old bait and switch, enough to pull these players of PRX out of hiding. So Loud win another round that was necessary for them.
I actually love the way that Loud played that too. Not committing to the plants because they were worried about the flood defense. And when Jing uses his wall like that and it allows somebody to hop up on that, you know, broken down battlement, you've got to respect it. And this shows me that Loud are very ready for the way that PRX are going to be defending the A side. The utility was excellent too, right? The fault line into the aftershock to be able to take down Mindfreak, all looks good. But PRX are going to commit more resources to fighting over A. Although, by the look of it, not quite as aggressively. No.
A bit further back. Loud of a heavy commitment though into this. Flashes combined and collected. Attempt to punish, definitely some damage done there.
Yeah, they're reading into the fact that Sadak was one away from the orb. They knew that somebody was going to be going for the ult, be it Sadak or 2Es, and PRX were trying to re-clear that area. Now, where, I mean, a little bit of an audio bait, perhaps, as Sadak fakes like they're leaving the A site. But they're not going to, I mean, something is so deep, he just has all the info on the other side of the map.
He's collecting it all, and he's making a call for his team. And look at this, is PRX trying to fight over this again?
This is
no way to finding the timing with the flash. They're trying to push into it. No easy angles. It's contained, but Loud are really just running them down now. Breach shot. Running through with a rolling thunder. Horde's not broken, not taking care of it. Lights Jing up, and that's a spammable angle. Dealt with contained here. Damage. Peppering Sadak. He gets away with his life and the plan. So an extension into the round now. We see it divide towards the back of the site. Stand up, close corner. Someone needs to cover for him. It's not possible. Kawazine.
Great composure from Kawazine in that spot, but something's already found one. Could still be winnable.
Yep, could still be, definitely. No shot really hitting there. It's the crossfire set up! Forsaken! You cannot be pulling rounds like that out. I'm just not ready for it. There's no world in which he should be favored. No world.
The win condition there surely is something hitting a shot with the operator on the first peak, and yet he misses that one. Forced to back up.
No
and PRX are winning moments like this.
Look at this. Look at the positioning in the moment.
Kawazine had such excellent composure early on in the round to be able to grab two, swinging off the back. And I mean, the entire story is told there. on Sadok's face.
Yeah.
They had a crossfire set up and they just could not land the shots.
I gotta say, that is just a Forsaken moment.
Yes,
there's
it
no
really
way,
is.
There's no, I mean, I wouldn't even be mad if they showed me the...
As they did at Tokyo with a sub in the roster and deliver above and beyond. They've got, again, something holding down B on his own. He hasn't really seen any resistance over on this side of the map.
Pay attention to this. The AWP drops off the high ground angle. Horn doesn't connect. He's got the dash still active.
What a flick.
Absolutely no way.
Just a little micro adjustment. I didn't even see it on the screen. It looked like his crosshair was off and he adjusts it so quickly.
Movement clean enough as well, just to dash backwards instead of forwards.
And he gets another.
Fading away. Something is on one. He's on an absolute 10. It's up to the rest of his team to see if they can open this one up. But they've been pushed into mid. Unless it's contained.
He can't fight them all. Something picks them off one by one. Excellent exploration off the back of the distraction that Something was making. And the fact that Something required no extra resources to do that. No player to break the horn for him or to set him up. And here come Loud. The trickles finally coming back through Arc. Good damage on the Forsaken, but Jing is still here.
Yeah, no kill. Was just baiting for Jing. Now it's pinged. Yeah, okay. PRX showing signs that they are willing to slow this one down. That's 2 players spotted. They know exactly where they are, inside the smokes. Held, lovely recall idea by 2 years. But when Jing is on top form, be hard pressed to catch him unaware.
PRX stole control of this map away after the first quarter.
Oh, man.
When does the crosshair move?
Yeah.
I didn't see it in slow-mo. But like I was saying, PRX stole away control of this map somewhere in the first quarter, and it's just been theirs ever since. Loud have won 2 rounds.
But is the money short for Loud, and really no breathing room. You just got to win out from here to have a chance. PRX, different turn and approach here now to the round. They're just contacting up into mid. They hear all of that noise surely coming through into main. Something. Prowler does connect. That's good from Kawazine.
And look at how much distraction Something always provides. You have to commit so many resources to pushing this talented rookie off his angles. And in the meantime, PRX are sneaking around behind you.
Flank all the way through into the back of it. I mean, the Cosmic Divide causes some difficulties, but they just push through anyway, fearless.
There's still a lockdown and a Nightfall here, and the Nightfall's great to fight these players over in spawn.
Only 2 connection, and it
they're not
does
gonna,
allow. Yeah, I mean,
they're
Loud
not
now
push
know.
through their own Cosmic Divide.
Exactly. But only 2 trails here. They know that somebody's at least trying to take this A main fight with the lockdown. Has to be an attempt to try and push this one back, but it's being defended the entire time, and everyone Loud, they're all collected into the corner, collapsed upon, and with the Odin spam, it's all together. No one knows which way to face Loud.
No
they
way!
have to hold on, and they do.
How on earth have they done that?
No shot.
They were all grouped together, so tightly stuffed, like sardines. A tiny amount of space afforded to them by the defensive lockdown, and yet as the rest of PRX swarm forwards to try to punish them for their compromised positioning, everybody on Loud, collected together, holding the angles, comes out on top.
Yeah, missed that one from Aspas initially, didn't he? Plucked something out of the sky.
Sadok knows he's gotten away with it there. So does Fraud.
Yeah, that's it.
They're grouped up together like a New York apartment. They're all stuffed in there. They can't do a thing. They couldn't move. They're shoulder to shoulder.
Bailed out by the individuals.
Bring them down.
And Loud, maybe all they need is a chance. Got to keep it going though, the ball rolling. Fully grouped up again. There's no hiding their intent with this one. Aspas is pulled. There's an Adam Swarm! It's brutal. Survives on 7 health, still vulnerable, tucked to the corner. He needs some help in the rest of his team, and PRX really just peppering them. There's the turret! The turret does it!
Remaining.
Brutal! It's a heartbreak for Loud, but PRX. Exultation.
They snap back, and it's not rejoicing on that side. They know that they deserved it from the previous round. This one just right in the wrongs. 12-7. The defensive utility as well.
One enemy remaining.
It's so varied from PRX. Some rounds they're going to be going for a contact push.
Some rounds it's going to be a heavy fight over A main.
They're quirky, man. They're a quirky team to fight. You just don't know.
You have no clue what PRX are going to... Trophy going up against the defending champions, but it's PRX in the ascendancy at match point, looking to drop Loud down to the lower bracket to face EDG, a team that beat them at Tokyo to start this horrible run of form that they were on just before this.
Bullet sent flying here to Prowler. Received and brought down. A triple face. There was no util from that. PRX just wanted to take it with the raw gun duels.
Blinded.
Breaking utility, realizing that there was a gap towards mid that entire time that Loud could have taken up, but we know they haven't.
And Loud are playing fairly slowly, so these fast reactions
they're
that
gonna fight
PRX
over
are
it
diligent
again.
for. Not
They're just
happening.
holding it. Prowler broken. There's no way. Mindfreak is still close to this angle here. Flash is dodged. Horn needs to be taken care of. Nobody watching for it.
He was marked.
Yep.
I mean, he had no chance of being able to do anything there, and there goes the smokes, there goes the pull.
Really weird positioning, but it's given him free access now to the lockdown. Loud going to be used as...
This is an enormous advantage for Loud to be able to pull things up to 8, but it doesn't mean PRX are out.
Narrow margins is what it lies on. Here it is, run it back, Flash through in their face. Anti-Flash matters not, lest you will not be surviving, but backside control is gained. It's flipped around, and Aspas is all the way in it, working the mix, but he can't win the fight out against Forsaken. Cross-sell wasn't placed appropriately. This could be it. Has to be a moment to be made now by Sadak. He's got the ult in his hands, and he lets it rip out towards Flowers, enough to reposition and back away.
I'm amazed he's alive. He backed up to get a better ultimate and almost gave his own life away for it. Here comes the retake from PRX.
To Flash. It's just a 1-for-1. It's replied and responded with. Still, the pull is there. 2 years. He's going to be using this one for the first line of things, but now the time is really starting to tick. Flash, not good enough. Tucked to the corner. 2 years doesn't win the fight. And it's all on this. Kawazine.
He gives him a lifeline, but Loud had such an advantage in that round, and they were only just able to keep it together.
They're going to have to be able to pull another 4 of those out of somewhere.
That's what it takes. I mean,
They don't have those ultimates available anymore. They don't have the lockdown or the Rolling Thunder to be able to generate those advantages for themselves. When Aspas tried to make the play, sure, he's at the top of the scoreboard, but he got shut down.
how do you win out from here if you are Loud? Still one step away for PRX into mid.
Aspas definitely heard something there, especially as they back away. He might feel like he has a timeline. It's weird to see him on the lurk roll.
Him and 2 years holding a bit of a setup, spotted out onto the both of them. This will keep the PRX players tucked into mid. Loud. Down to about a minute to work with. They don't have any of that prior control of B main. What do they set their sights towards? It's mid and walking, contacting all the way through, making noise though, jumping down. And Jing, what is he holding this one off?
I assume off device contact.
Stun is good, dash forwards as well. There's the punish! Nasty stuff, Aspas. Absolute brilliance on display, but a backstab attempt! Defy! He's a menace, man. He's an absolute menace, yet Aspas. He's still there, ready for it. And a decision is made for something. Can't take it into the 1v3, got to back away and save the operator. Has to be one round at a time, and so far, it's been the case for Loud.
These rounds are on the slimmest of margins. Yes, this is a 3v1 where something has to save, but that entry from Aspas was so close to getting punished by the flash. Jing, if he'd been half a second earlier, would throw the curveball. I think would have had a chance to be able to take down the entry jet superstar from Loud. Nevertheless, that is 5 chances whittled down to only 3. And every step Loud take is one where they'll start believing in themselves a little more. The economy should be better and better for them. Building back up to ultimates that they can use. But in every situation, it only takes one big play from a PRX player. I mean, look at that. He's essentially full blind when he gets the first kill onto Jing. He just spots him for a moment before the flash connects. And then denies Devi a hero play that would have sent them sailing to the upper bracket finals. There's a tiny bit of frustration there still showing for Alex. But I think a lot of that is the building tension and anticipation for the team's victory that ends up getting burned away.
Sometimes these can be the hardest rounds to convert, though, if you are Loud against the weaker weaponry. You have to respect a lot. Good news for them, though. They're a couple away from these ultimates. Someone's got to deal with that. The Horn broken, spam into the corner. Forsaken, now he's really trapped. It's going to be util here, surely, to try and clear him out, but smoked across. He gets away with his life.
And he's still going back for more. It is a weaker buy from PRX. So they can afford to go for these kind of risks.
This entire time they have just been pushed up here. They have no control of A main. Something's here with the operator.
Yeah, if they start rotating back over, do they clear this jet properly? Oh, the cancel called. They're going back over to B. Loud.
Why are they rotating here?
Maybe not exactly sure where they want to end on the map, but they've just dodged a bullet, I think.
Yeah, but
specifically from something.
Seeker's pointing it to wherever. Okay, Forsaken falls. Loud should be able to get onto this one fast enough, but yeah, there it is. Devi, he was just trying to flood into the back of the site before to try and take that timing off of them. Players holding the cross here, but it should be the weapons to get them through it. The dash and the flash. Attempts once more. Jing is so wide with it with the Bulldog. Another flash available. Everyone's blind. And it is really just that coin flip. Something. 1v2. Does he go for this now? Only with the operator. Has the dash. But doesn't know where any of these players are.
What a moment this is.
Tugged together for Loud. It's all about how they shut it down. No damage done. And where is the reposition? 2 years close to the corner. You can breathe a sigh of relief.
Oh. A chance for the young superstar to put his team into the upper bracket finals to win an unlikely 1v2. But he's not quite up to the moment just then. Loud navigate another one of those difficult rounds where Jing looked like he was potentially going to do it all with the flashes. He gets his ult back online. There's a lockdown here on defense as well. This could be the most challenging round for Loud to win yet if they want to pull this back into overtime. It's been 3 in a row for the Brazilian side. PRX have stacked 4 over towards Art and A main.
Still with the operator, stun. It's a good connection. But look at something. Disrespectful at his core. Takes the peek. Moves the turret. Control still going to be gained here for PRX, and they have a 4 position. This is again off of device contact. There's going to be a flash. No one's going to be walking in that though. PRX happy to play retake towards B.
This is a fake with the Nightfall and 2 smokes over towards A.
Something's just calling the bluff, man. Horns in his face here, still holding it down. He actually can't hear the sound cue, so it has thrown a bit of disarray now.
The lockdown!
Lockdown, yeah, this is the key. Piece of utility, there needs to be a deal. Try and break this one. It's a stun and an aftershock into the corner. Enough damage done, yeah. What are you going to do? Just tickle it. Stun though, still there. Aspat's close to the corner. He's brought down, and this could be it. The final blow, cornered him out wide in the open. Less towards the back. So much more to do here. The reposition and the running back, Jing. It's disgusting. Kawazine.
He's locked off.
Now, it's absolutely done and dusted. Blocked off entirely. It's an absolute heroic attempt, but PRX have done it.